Trade biara wode akwa akɔhye ho no. Wama yensanka, yama mwache mama kwa abamfamra happy morning Johnny Zunano pay. Ye frame kwa Sefah Danquah, free sabri yakobi non krumbebo. Ongana hon komo ena yedie. Bumodi ya for kasa video to happy 98.9 FM, Nisim 100.21 FM, Watamale, Nisim 95.9 FM, Ewa Bogatanga, Facebook Live, happy 98.9 FM. We're streaming live over there. Join the conversation this morning because Nebeko ACP retired Victor Tandoho in Chebiania or the road safety tidbits no Abrayan. I said just after that, you had the headlines of the newspapers and Bread Tier 4. There is trends, there is sports live on the Happy Morning Show. And on a painting, Mammy will be Biara be a fan out of Casafidino at too high. Happy 98.9 FM. Happy morning. And also Gusua Utieno. Yana Yango Pass it now, Chimuni Nano. And some walk or so name were dear one for you away home by Wasandi Yako at the Ababi drew some dream. The chairman Edaba Jum at the Moon for Sania or Sana say in Tonton near the Mediman Copom. Na Yasha said, Yasha. Na anapɛ yɛn fanchia ɛfam obi biara wode na kasa fidino ato ɛyɛ happy 98.9 FM. Me braso yɛ kɔ AC retire Victor Tandoho na wɔde road safety tidbit no ɛbrɛ yɛn. Nemo mame kai sɛ Department of Urban Roads wɔn mu ehunu ya. Sɛ Department of Urban wɔn mu ehunu ya da no na Fati ka. Sɛ wode wani ato fam a ofa ɛkwan ahodoɔ wɔ ɔman mu a nkanka no ɛyɛ wɔman capital nkran ha. Ɛkwan no nyinaa so street light in Niso. Street light in Nikwan so. But was a moon, and I say, Bia, Mohuna Murefia. Ye Kaimo. Brasilico AC retired Victor Tando no the road safety tidbits no ebre etie for and now no pay with Jumedi no ACP no pay yam watching mo akwaba
maybe so this year
na me wogi de sempom boko de
ya men charge factory
ye dot obo ade ase wadorma e dwoada ya share na otwefo frase even now de nam
yo me do ase e my for more happy mbo no ma pasori and my palm would be similar. And would be the bois, moment. What do my assume? In the middle sense, or don't put the uncle and come home. Uncle some tremushim, Uncle some pick name so and chum. A keeper, my son of prayer, no teach me ye. Mamma Chio, Mamma Chang, Mamma Chang, Yado. And no better make a so happy effort. 98 on time. I'm a pay any this year, a Bema, new teacher, boss, Sefah, Danquah, or no, and I say a drum. Or my tendency, ever in Chilamundi Bene, a day. And a rap puppy, Fati, Shaibu. That was why they are near so near ye. They call now 3 years or this year, then that's not the Shimubium. A year and a papa didn't yet anything. The mom a year Adam. But Adam, yeah, a message. Na, the near tappers upon him, then church and one of them. But by his grace, we are alive. And yet, I'm going to make that sick, and then I say, so I'm going to catch a swap of him. I mean, champagne for a penny doubt. For no, I show them. Opening. Good morning, Unebusa, Mamma Channel Pay. Keep us sorry. What then turn down, Papa? Emma, Unebusa for me, Chairman, now, and coming in our home. After Bema, Master Question, also as a boy, to Munoa, Unebusa for, and cracked in a turn of men, Chimplano, Mamuninachi, and in Sherman. After your opinion of being kind of Central University for some more Channel Pay. Lucas, Amasaman, Fire Service, Edmanum, Edmacronum, and Mr. Quay, or fire service of the Cronum, or again, the Kutuku. Chechamina, Penny, watch it. Oh no, you remember, the mom said in you, and Coswada, and come home. Sometimes I dare to my papa. Yamina de Maya, Yamish Maginadia, Tanya, you know, Fati Chevre, Yami, and come home. Episode for your story, any year chronic, that you acquire the consent, and not your bar about the same. But it really to Miss Akro, it was upon it before. You will be a young woman, super papa. That's okay now, no. Yawa Danny, you died the ban out to you, pa. The queen, Legend. Legend, pa, okay, and movie, pa. I ensure independent Cano. Ensure, yeah, I'm in a Cano. No, I'm sorry, I'll be in a Cano, pumpkin. And yet, the Diagro. And yet, the way, and yes, sir, now, I've only gone away. Now, after I done it. I gain papa. A dear already dinner pano. Now, when I'm going to be sure, who can cook, who saying, hey, the man is soon, or share the bubble, or the indicate or the number of the bread. A crown of moon in our can we get on. Caswa crown. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. If you two go for the one, the battle. I don't want to keep your own, and the more make me show a beer. That's the soon try a palm, copper, the memory dano. Now I feel that being so look at the dano, near the one. Now, I do call this world this. I take it one way. Any economy one way. Or more than you share. Oh, engineer for the morning. So there's a big challenge. Whether as some can ship and the Damaso. Engineer for more men. Some can ship now, better say, you know, median, a quantity, you know, a check one, you know, Oka, you know, Oba, you know, and Muno, a fool. I just saw the entry. This is the assembly, municipal assembly, metropolitan assembly for Omo. One more was here, papa, you know more. And take by a phone. Take by phone. Woman in the crap thing at the office. I may be no call out on Ticoyajima. Says a trouble and one would say, a prison service boy, any prison boy, and almost there will be a year on me, come up. We hear no one who walk with the dear near Cosso. In the assembly for a then almost a year. Open it my phone. Carry assembly, and when I sit and cut the place. If you had to dog for you, yeah, maybe dear Cosso Kama. The enemy Momoa, near and Fidianka, Bakukra, no, they dog, maybe no. It's assembly for no way. All I did. Steady. Anything that ought to be done must be done and done well. I keep Terra, I see a yellow. Yeah, Mommy and Fessy, which near you. Maybe a sumbo and my Yankata. Then you be so emphasis. Sanka, you couldn't Taquinch and Lamity. You know, we can't go and then you can't say about the one if I could be to them. No matter be they say, oh, you know, the old barrier. That's why I can't so far so I don't say yes. And I said, the name come about. You put a jail of the day. Some power for council. And then you see to not when the name of Pana, that will do a dear. A Ghana force around the cure. The one, and it's a first going now, I get your point. And a traffic lighting, Maybe Miss Lekon, Miss Yen, hey, for 30 good minutes, then the page the park or airport to call more. Who is sending about business service? And I say, that can do a quan. And actually, you yes, a former. Yes, a former. Yes, a former. Depending on step, or quite you, what question? Who is you? Exactly, no. Or getting soon, no, all born more than meaning of plenty of understanding things. Yamikano, Mishano. Or any from the or any from the Jack, me will be a Mika, $20. I'm a chrono, and Tom, I can't quite you because Debbie, that is the Canadian, the income was up. That's a send me piano, da. And we do a pay the house, you know, I hear you, man. Also, I say, I hear you, man. A pay beer, traffic light, airport, Quan, main ceremonial road, and airport to Queen, I hear you, man. Yeti, I hear you, man. Big me to Quan could do, baby, or be my so. Now, me could room, can maybe. The traffic light, it is also, then yet, man. Now, never oh my God. I didn't know that boy for you from me at the moment. We do on one. We so do on the way now. And you or no car. Namina make up. No wake up. You do no wake up. You do no wake up. You have to what? The machine said, we see from a bomb in some maybe yet, we see from my bomb in some mamma. Come here, come. The traffic can do what? Oh, yeah, Mama, in your and just shake a crack. In your Timaka crack. In your old dog, a crack, my home. I mean, Qua, me dear, and me baby. And you more young. Oh, man, you can say to that. And we saw we are so a crack, near cop. Near back for me, you're being in from here. Only ye. It's a control way that no bad blessing. I'm here. You know, so then I'm quite sure. The thing is, the thing is, the thing is to watch here. Let me in the hall. Nothing crack, obey from the NY. James, give the breeding on the Humbaharin. The corner so far so. There a corner at their mind. Proper then came with support people. And now, yes, me. To my poor parents here in so. A gentleman in atom and insure and from my
ACP, Mamma was but now say traffic lights and Yadia became once in view.
I was as it was in the beginning.
ACP out of pay, Mamma, no, I say. Yankupon don't watch an essential. ACP retired Victor Tandon out as no education. ACP so our bread the traffic light and some no. Why can't bread Fati? Why can't bread? This is the chief advocate for road safety say our bread or traffic lights. I say one. Then yaka. A browse the headlines of the newspapers and a bread at TF1 I have for and another pay with this. My main country say Oko Facebook, we are streaming live over there. And so bit me click here on the share button. You can also like and then bit me at Wapping at the amount of fruit. Said they'll be almost bit me. I should be, and they will be a part of the show this morning.
Out of bed. Time to put on the radio. Oh, you've already put it on.
Good morning.
You're waking up with
Happy Morning Show on Happy 98.9 FM.
Wakey.
Morning is upon us.
Happy morning show this way now the place afiansa na do akasa fidia to happy 98.9 FM no to go so with you know otianka what video man temo ye nisim kamebeka happy nisim 100.1 FM ewo tamale nisim 95.9 FM ewo Bolga Tanga a rapper Fati Shaibu-Ali atenase sanso and a Prince Obiba Puakwa. Itchinana. Itchinana. Didi ayu. Of course. I said that no, Diabo.
My punchlines
or whatever.
Yes.
It was Kaimina. You was school. And a brand TV, see, you know, if you're class neighbor, I'm a friend, but baby, you're only friend in the hall.
Do when you
love me when you and on woman. And to win was a boys, anointed rice. See, Sikasa at the end of the month. Near I can't see carbon, get an akan.
yeah.
Nako Pemo, rice cooker, Naya anointed rice near the chateau. And I see a court night marketer. Near Quacope stew cacra near the Ababidi. Now, when I sat down, I see can make a boom nest from Monqua
And so still.
but now she talk a crabby or and
More sugar, Musso, and sugar.
No. Now, at the end of the month, I make out. Was there no bunny come where you know? To win that, yeah, Tisha twat more boys, and what nice she did. I've been actually on us. And I don't for I say, oh, catch up. Oh, see, Minipa ya make I want to know Ben. I'll go if you're signing your friend. I'll go. To Minipa ya make I want to know Ben a year wardrobe no. Wardrobe no top and I catch up next year. And Kwakunya make a chance. I go, Charlie, you're sort of a catch up bra. No ni party. I go a catch up. I say, hey. And then they catch up. Boys in some what times so.
Mimi on TV.
On TV that.
What they always out there. Who frequently has into catch up.
I say, hey. Boys no. More times so.
And the anope Fati or tens.
Fati about
when you say China Nano, and yet a man Kwane from a man so.
Oh, yes. So the be our China.
Okay. Ura last year an interview. Grave a year watch Danquah.
Only see China.
There be no mammy.
The mammy China. Okay. And they come up.
So no ye nana. Into an ultimate China, Nanomono, and ye a China.
Okay. And a moony how cry. A China for
money how now, Cassie, anyhow.
I know you're China for Fatis, China. That is your how in room.
Okay. Me koyama ba.
I'll koya samba. Una Kwana Quatimba.
Me koyama.
Nam Jilson Pomboko, dear.
Patronia,
Bibia day. Bibia Sika sem day.
I know the bounty me, Mohammed.
What does it mean to you,
Mohammed? There be a nay bounty, Mohammed.
Fati, almost I can't back on me. Sunny didn't lies of the newspaper.
Don't to me, Mohammed.
And the Minka.
The end to us. Now, Oka will be our own catch up. I'm moving to your core program. Now. Yakoye ronsa ye ba naja girls ne ba kuso ene e commode mu dia me wo conflicts kakra wa ha o de ma ye na me ne madam fo ba ko adofo si simple o ye presby sofo ye bo milk go so ne ye sugar kakra go so na we ne adam fo bi wo ho a o ba na so Eric better na ye fire de o hwa de ne sa was na mo so de plantain chips enso muti me de milk go so so plantain chips so they say if you was sad no obi oka he no manu aye dudu mi si bui minti mi kasa adopun so ntimi nkare na yete ho na ofa osanu adi o say plantain chips ne make ya da pa o
Akota plantation is the real thing.
Nti ewie na me kɔ no na me se
Branya plantation.
Bajanya plantain chips. Na ma fufu aduane. E friend conflict. So see ye na magu me ho anim ase. Na me se eye se ye me ansa nkwa na ne ho. Na nanka mayo ne bi wo de anka wanya din. Yentu aso. Say ene Fati na was scriptures.
Pacho bunyanto bazi.
Deuteronomy 3:22.
Bunyanto bazi na memfa no.
Deuteronomy 3:22. Mose ngoma etoso miensa. Ene Deuteronomy.
Ozi de.
No munim so.
Mose ngoma etoso miensa.
Deuteronomy ni ye Moses.
Plantain.
I don't know mancho Moses.
David.
Fati.
Say tree no.
Deuteronomy 3:22. You shall not fear them, for it is the Lord your God who fights for you.
Deuteronomy 2.
Deuteronomy 3:22.
3:22.
You shall not fear them, for it is the Lord your God who fights for you. Wunim wasem ka onyame nke bi ma wo. Wunim wonyom to onyame nto bi ma wo.
Ena oni montoko akonso onyame nko bi ma.
Say ne daughters nyumbi ana.
Deuteronomy 3:22.
Se wunim wasem ka onyame nka bi ma wo. Se wunim montoko akwa onyame nko bi ma wo. Jabi biara manno. Jabi biara manno. Kama funyame beka maoda. Jabi biara manno. Jabi biara manno.
Fati to be
funyame bedia maoda.
We a legendary daughters of glorious Jesus.
What that those times now papa ni stereo untimi bi. Ye hall so ba nyu we nye dan abeti ansa no akọ. Ansa no apie.
Ompe obeti ansa no akọ.
Fa Bible na say brai.
Na me hwe de ya project we yi.
Deuteronomy 3:22. Say I dey hand on the be ya so you fa ho. Omu quotation now they
do not be afraid of them. The Lord your God himself will fight for you.
Deuteronomy 3. We offer trinimo.
We offer trinimo.
O see, moon throw on. If we say, Erade Munyankopon, na obekwa mamo. O see, moon throw on. If we say, Erade Munyankopon, e na obekwa mamo.
Fati for the corresponding we ni kan ho.
Alan Cash to drop political bombshell today.
Bam.
Sources say a third force is on the cards.
Say me kan ha. Say last Monday me kan ha say.
On where on party chairman Rebecca says everything is
under control.
Other stories have been Chronicle Monopoly. The government trains 2,000 hospitality staff on how to speak French and how to make funerals a tourist attraction. There be no guideline home. Me and I'm there come because they say I know you're Muslim funerals, no. Yeah, there.
And then come one and the come.
Umunya bibi funeral. Yes. Kwa upepi ase mi krum. Santasi Bretio family protest attempt to install new chief. Sa ena etie. Sa so ena Oforiata leads the battle to achieving climate goals. Eno ewo hanum. AG to reduce number of accused persons standing trial in APSA theft case. Private security guard allegedly attacks trader with shovel. No ewo hanum abrante ya paini trimu. Amano ya ewo hanum. Other stories are been ewo a year paper no say probe missing $15 billion, 200 billion naira of oil revenue. Serap tells Tinubu, where if in Nigeria, why Nigerians go to Ghana, Togo for higher education. Professor Kandebi and Ekasa Semwe. Sasuna CIMJ launches 2022 Customer Satisfaction Index report. Bank of Ghana wins AFI Leadership Award. We air stories are offer chronicler Ubenyedi Akain.
We enso ye the custodian, offer custodian and someone ewaha nibi and it's a government commences training for 2,000 hospitality staff in French language. They said Fati Ekano. Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awa ono ene minister oda tourism, arts and culture ano oda front page of the custodian newspaper. Sanso ena Baumia suspends campaign for EC registration exercise. Eno obi a ohwe etu ahwe se MPP for ebeyi no no atu franka edi amomo. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Vice President. Ose ne campaign na okọ ebo ntoa no odi ni nyina o suspend ne kakra na watwentwen so ne nyina se ohwe na isi baabi a omo trotro din no okoho no de ni kotwa mansan ekohwe de ekoso ewo ho. Sanso the big one on the front page of the custodian no where is the 1 million bribe recording public mounts pressure on Baka Vomawo eno convener or that fix the country pressure group no ano ono ena koka asem bi se o enkrofo penifo aman penifo efre no so nka de oye no onyai na omeji 1 million dollars na nka de oye pressure or de to ben trisopa no nka onyai eno so o video recordings ena nei social media ne adede enkrofo se on famra so wo de a oso wan pampampa fabra na yenhwe eno nso ensem a the front page of the custodian newspaper. CSOs applaud Afrimac and Cocoa Board on cocoa rehab fit and also front page ube hu story nankasa page 5. Police apologizes for Occupy Jubilee House protest disruptions and also diaba kwajo uhu de toja ifiada no na esewani ensese wo kachire no na police fo so niema no ejiomonsam kakra enti se bibi etoche na ebia na opese okọ baabi enu nti no de bae nti wantimi anko a ye pache momfa enche GRA denies harassing traders ensem bia base Fati yesese okọ Accra Central ne okanhye ne Malamata ene ade a GRA officials eno aso mu die meye chisa omu san mu sa eno omu de abase debi ye adwuma ena ye yensan obia eno nso eka obi Ghana to host climate
ezo omutimi kotena man for shops
omuti ho pa so omu di omusika yeso omuti ho kwa osi wonko sa ena omu ye wo ho a but GR for Eddie Ambassador be almost denying say accusations na Ghana Union of Traders good for Eddie Abomono say the almost Canadian debi and also and semwa waha make our make believe politics okay and no opinion piece the custodian mu a obetimi enye bi nso akenkan ewa ha aboboya bola taxi online app to be unveiled soon. Aboboya bola taxi online app to be unveiled soon. Daniel Frimpong kojosi wahu aboboya ya esisa sisemure yi
3 ties yeah de hu ya 3 ties no.
Yes, yes, sisa. Yes, baby amete no. Momu a ede dasbin ne breme no. Be 12 months ni. Afetwem omo ma da since omo de ade ne breme.
Omo de besi omo.
Me register e no besi ne. Omo me fa ho da nti we mu omo ana da bia kwesiada ene me se memenda me ni ho ne mantimi afa omo mu akwesiada na me de amo omo ne no ena omo kire se omo app bi beba nti ene me register o app ne so a no anse me ko ana ne ma frɛ omo wo ho nya oda pɛ baabi a me wo bia on beba se de ebe ne ti se uba no abobo ya bola ne ebe ne ti se uba me nye advert mobi but eno nso story eno nso ewa ha GWC urges customers to store water ahead of pipeline maintenance.
Yeah.
Inti ensemo eba ne se maintenance bi ebe koso eno Ghana water for ene dey ba nti omo si ensuo na mu bugu no enkrofo de water omo garden ensuo na mu bugu no monhwɛ mo ho na monsfa bi nsie nti wɔ polytanka bubi gum wɔ containers a kufoɔ gallons yi me still a meda so wɔ bi bubi gum yellow wei no sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ na mmerɛ no du a ho ɛnkyerɛw ɛno nso ɛyɛ nsɛm bi a ɛwɔ the custodian ɛyɛ newspaper mu ɛnɛ anɔpɛ kwadwo toa so na twɛn ansa sports stories bi ɛwɔ ha mame ɛmfa bi ɛma wo sports stories no
over Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, the showman runner, and I say a House of Folk.
House of Folk, say House of Folk, okay. And your paper we and our hanty. Kwadwo twaso eno eye custodian and I'm a buyer.
Young father daily graphic double crater and moon 770 being family tier 4 and I for now no pay your far headline that daily graphic and more say new property rate regime. GRA identifies 10.12 million properties. GRA identifies 10.12 million properties.
Afiansa na omo atimi identifies our properties nyina. Obviously omo be attribute to street name ne nansan we omo de bobo afie na anim no. Your friend example the big boy anymore Fati. Your address. Your digital address.
Ghana Post GPS address.
Yes, address. No. Unse first one, the omudi kaya ne de. And when you me baby amete, omudi bebo ho no. First one. Jack,
where are you?
Jack, where are you? And no dear. Omo fufro ya, omudi buy na sin any be bosume bebe and nine. Usha difference ewo.
Omudi fufro aba endi bosume nine.
Yeah, baby ame wo mabobi be 4 months ago. For old one na e ho no. O share number na e wo so na different GPS number na e wo so na different from the
new one of the buyer.
Say
bia onipa ne gina fie no. The normal we catch say gina wo gate na no. So the one I be gina wo gate na no and na the accurate. Because onipa ne ba o ma fie no oba wo gate na no. That's the entrance to fie. And most of the times we'll be watching them now generate the code.
No.
But na any if you na
a word down a
minimum. As I say, oh my instructions, then you say then is engaging instructions in the so there. And can be general gate here ni more code never bano and they the accurate code I be to use.
But a yes GR for afi there omatimi identify nti omo beje property rate no. Na bibia etimi akoso.
Sanga pese o ye Sefah property.
Yes, nka sa na meka no nka. Me ko ye bi.
One can use the any on fancha.
Say Mrs. Abrofosam.
Yeah. Man ka sa me anja. Me say Fati me be that time na airport West Residential. Me be gate Sefah. What's the pronunciation for L-A-U-N?
Assembly trim.
Me read video.
We then out me free airport residential continent Volta region.
Enya ewiase mu nsɛm ya. Ewiase mu nsɛm ya.
But asema kusai.
Ni ahoto ni ha o. O dia wo dia onimu dia ba kwa.
But the na me no susu hi. Meti mi atra obi. $100 you. I want to say restaurant be share it looks as if I'm mentioning Roman Ridge Arcade in the corner or so. Na many people free Austria buy. And also up a local food Eddie. I'm saying okay. What about there? Me minimum. Inti young corner men conqueror. I don't know, of course, you'll be different but I can't tell any day cake home. No kick any no G. Now I come on, yeah, fair.
Now when Musasi way you say
any seen any a bogaba.
Okay, bogaba de anya.
Na odiwie ye na waitress e buy no the bill e buy. Offer bill no. Na 370 cedis. No ashe. Say Sam. Yes. Lincoln. I don't know. Is this 37 cedis?
Over criteria. Over 37 cedis.
Is it And I'm saying, no, this is 370. I said, what?
What? Akrantie.
370? 300 what? 370 cities. And you need to, also that tip kakradema waitress. I said, nah, man. Is that how you guys live here? I'm sure, yes. So also papa and I'm doaba. Papa, next time, open way check idea. Me come home. Ever daily graphic in into us. Nah, I don't pay. Bill to remove 15% sanitary pad tax introduced. So present draft law to Parliament. We quite know who can say. Who can say the draft law?
15% sanitary pad.
If indeed, okay, all right. Ghana to host Africa's first lithium refinery. Special supplement to mark World Pharmacist Day. We air some of the stories are daily graphic double crater and none of your bits me huna working. But do we necessarily need a bill?
You don't.
Sefah, this is one of the top topics that me can want to na as I mean to me yeah objective because I don't understand it. You know. Yeah.
So
omo input taxes it passes through Parliament.
It passes through Parliament.
And it's a who if you so then probably no.
It passes
it
through
should
Parliament.
pass there. Yeah.
But I mean, who reviewer, if you want to review a particular a particular tax, I think it goes through the finance ministry. Finance ministry would have to go to Parliament and say, so, okay, this and this and this are the reasons for the removal of these taxes. I don't know whether you necessarily need a new bill for the removal of a particular tax. Well, my mouth, every time that I see this, I am young to see
And because by the time I do almost on the next I could buy 50 cities. Because it's here 20 cities.
bro.
Internet.
And in whose conception? In whose conception? And of course, a sanitary pad a luxury. Oh no, because I want to understand.
Very good question.
Sanitary pad a luxury.
Yes.
That be.
Mr. So be a new one pay. But
Because
it's
luxury because you have a choice actually. That's
which
why
is
A choice not
which
to
is
you use it.
no, which is so on a number na
yes.
but we are living in a country your population or more population here over 51% So if you say and you more, I mean if you're using this luxurious commodity and you
Yes.
Meanwhile, there are young girls also.
Do you know that there are young girls who are forced to sleep with men
yes
to be able to
to afford
yes.
sanitary pads?
Because it's
And
20 cities.
Omoka said using tea roll is not advisable or hygienic. Then the tea roll no krano. Saying
One pack.
me mako bisa tea roll Omoka chem say 228 cities.
The whole pack,
Eshemu-
12.
No. The moon said 30 or so.
30 there no 2024 there no.
And I say, toilet roll. Toilet roll.
There's a papa no be no.
So no your papa.
Oh, and yeah, papa.
Oh, the-
First, they are not meto.
Oh, okay.
First, na meto ba could be a shemu 50.
Okay.
Then cry 60 something cities. Now no cry ni say. Uta say we used to Kenya ma say. What ma say?
A bit me at chama or come.
Me told 30 roll no buy say 3-4 months cry na min tobi. And they can say apply tiro na ko tie no bo. Say see I want apply cry ho. And then they be about 20 cities. I shemu 10.
So
There are never be a nebo abeye we don't talk about. I don't know why. Tiro. Yankasa amfa ho. Semina. Liquid soap. baako enya gallon
baako
the bottle na ye mia no 100 cedis.
yes last time they made 70 something
Enya gallon no.
Liquid soap. Nya gallon, nya full gallon.
You don't talk about it.
What's the seminar?
Samina.
So who man said your motive. So there is a special year. Yeah, koto the emomudi jar. About 4-5 months ago, it was 130 cedis. Recently, the Bako market. Oba was some and the won't mean to be unti.
Yeah, this a year like Samina makes shaman
250. And just say be a dose being so.
But say like Samina
240 cedis. In new 1 month.
a bessa
one has an uko jomi. A trainer na for tum. A classic tum. Also, poor bronia. So better soap 208.
But that's the end to us. But this, I mean,
no. These are
the issues that we do not be.
Samina born. I am surprised nobody is talking about it.
Say, yeah, I funny say yes,
Hey,
There be who
saying.
said that the
Samina
no
would
can
be
say.
chance. Samina would be soon near.
Who can it saying? We are a necessity. We are all the same
big Jerry.
We are the young would be seen here.
My nephew water 10 cedis a bag.
But who's a binum or almost standard and was never 10 cedis.
Sir? And I know said there are people also they are less not known and all that.
Exactly.
But who go to say you'd want to buy one that you are
comfortable and UGD.
Yes.
But could be because in the because of franchise no mo dia ma me open factory bia ade o mo ye wo ho no. So I don't buy that.
They've given the franchise and Charlie. Say jabe bottle na na be pe bi ato.
Yes. And I said oh year dispenser. No apebi no apebi.
And is better.
Yeah.
It's better.
Almost
Ebi eba fofra no mbe say no. Say you mo fenti o mo kono mo. But when they get you used to
say one a bottle no ko bugum. No the normal is better.
The buna na yo mo de. Buna mo.
Person bu keke. Bu how on fanya hwe.
And this are the Charlie.
Can't dispense asemo. Now it means that we are talking about people who are middle class or closer to the middle class. What about Obia? Yem fan say no bosomi mu ni nyina nsika kakrebi. Na okoto nsuo one bag I cost on 10 Ghana cedis. Any na oche. So it means that within a month, one ton nsuo obeto nsuo be 60-70 cedis.
Yeah.
Because I also know
nsuo. Yes.
Upo also know nsuo. And the sani pano if say when to me enya say sika na fan kon koto nsuo no, what is the alternative for sa on the panel?
The alternative one say obepe bi a cheaper.
Diarrhea. Typhoid. The other time I'm a call hospital. Dr. Next say typhoid has been killing people who are known.
Oh, of course. Typhoid there,
It's been killing people.
Yes.
And we know, say, water is a human right.
Yes.
A human right. Obia was so to me you. Zia no amanfo ntimi nyansuo. Papa, menka. Umunya ensio papa. Emfani omujuma so mo nom ne dio mge kan. These are the realities.
But my tribe meaning say nanse ya me ye pa. Ebia enye nipa bebre e na pipe nsuo mo pe. Ba me pe pipe nsuo. Ti me fa cap na me de akɔhye ho. Especially me frejuma na me drufia.
It depends on the sort of a year router or pipe insurance nam. When there's a pipe insurance be number bia aya impurities and even Ghana Water Company Limited will tell you that if you really want to even drink that you must treat it. Unless say you get a treatment system in your house, because I've seen say a man will be a war other machines be a modified pipe on and it further distills the water
Yes.
If you be a free moon, intended to open out the show pipe and no, you say you're safe. I mean, 70-80% of the time, we safe in impurities are nanka normally. And sha no or be call with you, a be brand and say about 90% of the time.
Say Ukwa Showman Estate, Ponisu, there's a planter. Yin Suni Hojuma. Edeba. And there are times that me say Suni go carpuma. Me shenia with my idea, me who say you're crojin.
But akadiaka.
Me who say you're crojin pa.
Akadiaka.
But a bim soon access to sa in so way.
And okay, say yes, no. Ubu pipe, especially sometimes on motor pipe. Na insurance bath fresher. It looks white.
Yeah, chlorine.
Na pipe.
Yeah.
Juice.
Yeah.
Your boost and juice.
Say chlorine.
Does it still happen?
Yes, it happens.
Oh,
It
okay.
happens. It still happens. Adam, baby, I want no nyansu.
Me use borehole.
We use borehole. Okay.
Treated
It-
ball.
Treated borehole. It still happens. And I'm saying, say, look, in so you're right. Sefah, decent potable water. Once some any can. And they yen sashi water ne even yen bottled water ne adenokrano. We can't trust the source.
Respect.
Even the source no cry a suspect. E bi mu a na ye nim so eye. Recently ni nyina te said na Fati can you find out say they've given franchise to feature companies are they are not even registered into baby and so no ekɔ ne namo ba no cry.
You cannot trust it.
And look, say Oko Hospital now ne doctors ne kasa. On be catch us almost half of cases are a bad deal, typhoid. Emma, last week, me hospital near the Obi Busam say, is it because omu promote a drobia but typhoid the drobia bomu promoting uko de bia you say a typhoid ana. So no, said there's this conspiracy so the say yare no uko ne diagnose you more a say baby,
they want him to promote. But that's not the case.
That's not the
That's
case.
not the case. The reality on the ground is that typhoid is quite
Yes,
harmful.
because you potable
Water.
water. And no, nina
Baby, Didi,
Baby,
Nina,
we
are living in an urban area and see some of these things are bound, but the rate at which ACN and Pendo do acquire Sabia, Naman for ba near Cocoyom test. I see where typhoid. No, I'm saying because we need to say the ginger check on this and how we can actually protect ourselves against some of these things. But Fati, somehow kind is near getting we are nebo akosro. I'm any amount for one true.
I didn't mean to send a boy acosro since Michelle says me so. Super glue.
Baby, no grow. Baby, Jana.
Still I want to
Baby, Jana.
Oh, sir.
Baby, Jana.
The ABR or matter so bottle anymore. Otherwise, maybe one
That could be true.
That could be true.
Because I'm saying Nanka first and ultimately use ultimately the tour be a 1 month, 2 months that you beat me as a crack for years. And then I say you should back you me in the penasa. Ube mia tuntro mia bibia no be free mo ba. At the end to us.
The new crusading guide. Energy Minister slams minority over GMPC Latasco Phase 6 financing, says there was no wrongdoing. Anger in Ekropon over deplorable state of MP's recently rehabilitated and commissioned clinic. Government commences training for 2,000 hospitality staff in French language. Groundbreaking book on chronic pain launched. Ghanaians dare Vomawo to produce alleged $1 million bribery audio. Social media goes wild as Ernest Owusu Bempa clashes with Doina Jabwo Kojo Azar weighed in. And no ewo honum. Other stories Albania Waha is Kosovo police surround 30 gunmen in monastery after office shot. Chris Kaba, armed officers step back from duties after murder charge. South China Sea, Philippines says Beijing installed floating barrier in contested area. And no, ewo honum. Saso and Albania other stories. Akai ewo padamu. Sudan war. Army chief Ban claims he's ready for peace talks. Timbuktu siege. 2 killed in Mali mortar attack. Gunmen abduct female student in northwest Nigeria. Way air stories are new crusading guide.
Say Ufa Ghana feeder, Kojo Ghana feed Ewaha. Ghana selected as host country for CVF /V20 Global Secretariat. No de Kojo Emrepemono na wahwemu e de amame na and also page 4 of a year Ghana feed Ewaha.
I will say in countries super glue is now 2 cities.
Really?
Any auto biache.
Super glue now 2 cities.
Dokuya's rehabilitated clinic in bad shape sparks anger in a cropon. Nina nana ama Dukua esiama eji ena oda front page ha. Na mami almost say story no say July ya kojo July ya you ena clinic bia ewo no no an constituency say ono na ye MP for Kuyapem North. Say Kuyapem North.
Yeah,
ono na ye MP e wo ho na July ya ena hospital bi wo ho na ena eja or the contractor for ba no be ye ne kama say ye kam sa anya kama afa die asan say ye bi asai eno ene nkrofo say ye na maami doku aden na abeye a adi asan say bi mu ene okopie mu ho a obekọ no na nkrofo abuchenku we gina ha ni nyina ne say maami doku ya ho asem en omo kan sami awuku support traders in Equipem North say say ho a anga aspaketia maami doku ya no na same enso agini din
e wo ma Isaac nhwa abonten hwe se nsuo to na nsuo to eto ne sen
nsuo to
say e wo say etutumi ema etiefo omo fie bia bebe omo wo no nsuo nhwa se to ya if they are coming towards
town
betimi adom ho na asem esi ye Friday ni de
ebi insensitive
so me da come on Friday because feel Saturday yes
because asem esi me area say me area menya some keto
sa ya sofa
yes
area udru
Debbie mehu so mehu on social media ni ade wo ho a kuse na director general of that national year story the enkaremo ha na
mpacho so musi dan specifications be ewo hon my also this one
under normal circumstance
to say be am fan say who bro say to aso 3 omo ka che so pillar na we say measurement
yes there is
because some pillars if you am me who to say bravo 9 no na e dan to aso be 6
even foundation
no
na pillars ya pillar na bi wa ne kase etumi to say ade we
say e dan no say ne fapem no e na e foundation enti say you 2 story foundation e yesonko e 3 story e say yesonko e 4 story sa
but who checks these things
the municipal engineers district engineers no
Messi said we say nipa na sase na ensu no
ba opeso si
ne pillar ni wo ne wall nechi ne wall na bonten
how
dine pillar no dine say am say we see dine ba akodada e we three e no see bi wo enim nti waje ne dine ho dada and the pillar no aye DC abrosan abesi gate nenim wo abonten
na Fati eye kura se na onwie ya nkrofo timu na we bai ebia nkrofo adwapade a ewo ne nchenchen no na we ebe affect no but come we ukoka ne sen ka wawie na nkrofo tim we say 3 story o say 4 story enenso na kuse enenso na den uwie ya enso to enei eden abeye te say tomatoes a yeton wo abon idwa so
odigu ho anasa
unya wie ya unwie ye kra no na nkrofo ba ku bia na wo me ho na ye kama anti eja brante na me sinko mu ya
na wom
kamani wiesi aka be se we omu nwie kra me koya asa ei na da mu nwie mu ntali mu nyemu osi o asa enti se ope foforo dia ye san ye ba ku bi wa ha enti no ese oba ntem afi kra no be two foundation enti ese no me ba ntem enti we senke 40 mu a anka dwiri agu ekum krofo ma because city engineers anko ye omodwuma ese omoye you see we don't care about human life ade a mehu no Fati we don't care about human life
but uwia on
ene ankasa na wo si wo dan no
ene uwia me ma
we don't care about human life
we
don't care about safety
unsi dan ni ye
Fati unse
anasa omo si no mu wi ne oma ne se ne be ye nso anasa
there be a supervision
yes
eno could be one of the factors eno could be one of the factors but the point is this everybody wants to reduce costs and make more profit. And so, onipa enimpa Fati, obi a osi dan, especially what they hear. I told the bia, a dan a omu si dia rente, any dan a onu esi akwa akotene mu no. E kwa be fast obey any different.
How iti u ye ne sa na unni ure fi se obusuani bi kura betimi abesra obi a wote wo fie ama bone se bone susu ampa se wahyeda udi bone e fa kwan bi so aye ade enye se wo ye na abebu akum nkrofo a then look who ye ohun there's this story and nkrofo kan many preachers the preachers say obi a oja okoba bi no si oje sikai fesidan e ma me kwaba fa kwan bonso a wi akate corners a
no see that
ne basa nipa ne ba no see that was it mu a odia enti you see we don't care about human life enti me hu ade we de me kan answer rade me da se onwieye na obi ankotena mu enti se afi se nani so age no enti se onim susu ampa se efiewura no enim se ade omo ye no enya ade pa se agu se wo investment nyina be gu fom se no ano no eno ano no enti yento aso
obi Emmanuel Awole say it is raining in Accra to do okay, so it's raining in Accra to do right okay. But baby I will be in shoot to be a me said the be ya adope ansana yanum yema menom ne sisters no be free if yes ya bonten they know exactly what to do me ento aso
eno ene director general of the National Lotteries Authority ano eno no aso free Akuapem North ura Sami Oku ena yawade etwam na ya fofida eno kokopie
Kwame Nkrumah birthday
Nkrumah's birthday okokopie mu ewo ho ena ene market women ma memu ewo ho ene ade ne ene ba bebre
or the check
okono Fati wa loadi niema ewo ne kan mu bebre kasi bebre eno se kakra amenya no ma memu me ma memu mo nso mo magibie na momfa support mo ho eno nso eno no wrong doing in GMPC Litasco phase 6 financing eno minister for energy owura napo ena ono nso eda front page or front page there ba sorry no page 3 of the Ghana feeder eno nso ba ni nyina ne se ensensem yi ekopie mu na minority ni so minority or parliament so GMPC omo ahwehwe omo di sikani bi akeke ka ho a omo mpese ade omo ye kra omo de beba parliament na parliament ama approval no na minister na kire se hey mo pesa bibie boni bia ankoso ewo eho eno enso story american Ghana selected host for CVF V20 global secretariat eno so a we questioner akwa nkrofo busa kwadwo we de mi busa na mrepem no wa pe lawyer bi no aba be kire as a dust an application or motion for injection automatically operate as an injunction. We a legal question.
From the point of law.
From the point of law, and I mean, we say, and Tikwajo, Emripemuno, no appe.
Does an application or motion for injunction automatically operate as an injunction?
Yes. Okay. Me assure say Unipay air tro because of Ghana police. Or Kwanya Omofa so ananka or pie a Jubilee House of War no deny omono. So
Ghana police. And also we have the EC. Almost deal. So 2 cases in point.
Yes.
Ghana police and the Electoral Commission of Ghana.
Yes. Enti pe lawyer be now on chirichiremu.
Lawyer no.
Ghana's corruption outlook has affected our reputation and development. Urua Togbe Afede, the 14th. Ono ena ode ensem we atudwa. Ose Ghana kata asehye ne proye no se wo hwe nimu se de tie na affect yesusu bia ana se ye se de ye niema ene development nyina affect NDC MPP does not have any agenda to be challenging people, and also our public edge to be ambassadors and envoys of peace, and also our register of companies urges public to undertake due diligence before investing, and also our Chinese joins Ghanaians to honor Ghana's funding president, and also Ewaha any Nkrumah birthday no kopiemu ewo Nkrumah Memorial Park hwa na efiyi pa no na Chinese for abeboa ama Ghana, and so share former president enunyam Kwadwo sad story about weekend the former Bantama MP Daniel Ochem Abuaje passes away. A sad story. Pa and also ewo ahabi.
Yen to us for the final double crater no musem famre etief kwani ahwefo banner headline there no was a French classes for 2,000 communities to serve French speaking tourists better. Dr. Awal honored this assembly and told you the story comes with a picture of Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal, Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture. We are just doing our work and not harassing traders. Ghana Revenue Authority and on this assembly at Twitter. Diaspora investors vital for Africa.
They might be doing their work, but
their approach
is cringe
Thank you. Yeah. The approach.
Oko be restaurants and Fati what is that? Meanwhile, you can go to the manager's office and go and discuss whatever it is that. Oh yeah. Disturbing public peace, creating a scene and all those things. Meanwhile, all you are asking for are books.
You can just go to the back office. Only manager na kwa kwatna or the BBA.
If you think that of Lauti BBA now and Brakwaya was ordering faster, what has that got to do with restaurants where you did?
On that note, diaspora investors vital for Africa's prosperity. APN. Oforiata welcomes Ghana's selection to host CVF Secretariat. CSOs applaud Afarinik and Cocoa Board on Cocoa Rehab feat. Radio Adan journalist on trial over publication of fake news about Magdan is dead. We stories are offer the final double cratana. He published an article said Ura Magdan was dead.
Okay. I thought you said the journalist is dead.
Publish a story say Magdan is dead.
Yes.
Radio Adan journalist.
And the stories are offered to find a double crater and
another. Sure that's the
yes.
Yes.
Radio Adan journalist trial of a publication of fake news about Magdan is dead.
Is it not the journalist that is dead?
The journalist is dead, rather.
Yes.
Hey.
Because the first story, the first one I said Magdan is dead.
Okay, sure. Hold on.
It was about electrochemicals and then salt or something.
Deputy Station Coordinator for Yadana Noah Nadame, who was on trial for allegedly publishing. Okay.
Yeah.
It's dead.
So the journalist
and figure of Ghana's premier community radio station, Radio Adan, passed on Sunday, September 17th, 2023, at his residence in Ada, in the eastern part of the Greater Accra region. The 49-year-old passed away at home. Dame had been battling with health issues since he was remanded in custody for a week from March 30th, 2023, in a legal odyssey that had taken a heavy toll on him physically, psychologically, and professionally. Noah Dame rose through the ranks to become a deputy stations coordinator at Radio Ada. A passionate professional, he dedicated his career to delivering news stories and insights to Dangme people and beyond. His extensive voice and unwavering commitment to community service earned him the admiration of many. But Dame's health began to deteriorate following a series of events triggered by his relentless reporting on a controversial lease of the Songo Lagoon to a single investor. Okay, all right, I get it now. Okay, so he was the one who was making publications about electrochem. Okay.
Republic Press, Alan to resign. And no Mubana headliner
A big question.
A Greek minister denounces false claims regarding road construction. Redeem your funding pledges, energy minister to developed countries. Ban on funerals and mass gatherings to begin on November 13 in Aveno. Occupy Jolobi House, please meet with leaders of Democracy Hub. Leak tape to House IGP. We are buyers, recuse yourself. You are buyers, recuse yourself. It is not by force. Jampo to attach here. And no Ewahanum. Saso and a Karabakh humanitarian fears grow with thousands sleeping on Stepanaket Street. AI-generated naked child images shock Spanish town of Almendralejo. You know, Ewahanum. Other stories out in Ewahanum say, Ochiame Abuaji's death painful. Che Mensa Bonsu mourns. Other stories out in Ewo Republic Press mu essay. Central Region class snatcher beat to death at Ewutu Busumabina. Women in Ghana paid 34.2% less than men. And no Ewohonum house. Sudan war. Army chief Baran claims he is ready for peace talks. Morocco earthquake work was huge challenge. Sasso and a gunman abduct female students in northwest Nigeria. We the Republic Press.
When so the publisher Edia Bar, a Greek minister refused farmers' claims and also Ewaha. Majority leader Asenso Boache, Mon former Bantama MP, also Ewo some Ewo the Ghanaian publisher. Political leaders sustaining corruption to be afede. No, Obehu Petre. Former war sweats over bribe lie. And also the front page of the Ghanaian publisher. 4th November 4th to take place in constituencies. MPP4 Kwajo Omodi Abase November 4th. A year flag bearer elections na omobeye no ebekoso ewo 276 constituencies across the country and afin so party headquarters ewo Asalam down
but we have 275 constituencies
yes,
legally as we speak now.
Yes,
the 276 centers no the Asalam down become
yes and on 276 no statement party ne de ba to dwa edefiada and omoka and some way review winner take all provisions in the 1992 constitution Professor J and waka sasim was say MPP nya na MPP for nko ne de constitution ewom yenyi enfrimu government trains 1000 hospitality staff in French say bredi de esan say French countries na ho ahie ntino say fo ayedwuma ewo hotels any guest house any ade no your restaurant no omo ehun French basic French no mutimisia na bibia kama
bonsoir
ça va merci
ça va bien
comme ça
okay
non so ewa ko na bibia ko so GR denies claims of harassing traders call for cooperation and also ewa ha Yes, CCD no depreciate kwajo against the dollar no by 22.5%. Nti eno enso eno no Bank of Ghana ena edi aba bullion van directive gab to blacklist financial institutions flouting orders. Eno nso e wa ha se unim se bullion van ankrofo ko attacking association Ghana Association of Bankers. And the directives be aba na the omo adi aba na say as financial institution bi omu ni so kra ti omo kire say omu ni so na ombehwe na omo yishi omo kra omo bless omo kra if let's protect indigenous act drama and art expert and no so adi aba ti kujo say ye cantata say ye by the fireside any ade ni nyina say ye hwe ni say go back na ejai de wo TV so a Chinese ni na all country na eye nkrofo fe na omote ho e kana so obi a ebetimi e de aye eno eye obi ena de sa ensem we aba na information minister e wa ha government would be proactive in agenda setting. Government will be proactive in agenda setting.
Yeah, waiting for them.
Ewa ha nti omo set agenda na a story we kwejo the People's National Convention na omo say Nkrumah birthday a enkrofo e de ye demonstration na afi police for enso echichi nkrofo ni nye ho kra o se say da no ka ye da pon na kese pa anka say ye de reflect ye de tenafie na ye holiday na nka de Nkrumah yama Ghana enu nko ana nka ese ye de yani ehwe so no de esi ye no omo ye Nkrumah's party omo ani anye ho kra Dr. Koto's team reposes trust and confidence in party's elections committee eno Dr. Akoto Dr. Owusu Efriye Akoto ena oni ni team de o say hey party omo elections committee no omo de mbeka bia omo pe story we Fati eni beje ho pa Siga delegation on the heady tour in China eno ewa ha Ambassador Eduard Boatin in a lead delegation pass.
Delegation nanka meka ho me nanka me journalist no but adwuma yinti.
Went me uncle. Oh. Nanka wa mama nkusi wana.
Next time.
Nanka wa nkana man nkusi wana ana.
Kafra.
Nanka okay. Na then
I to show.
There is una me show na on carry nti no so show no. Nti ubehu the venerable director general at the state interest and governance authorities were leading Ambassador Eduard Boatin leading a 30-member delegation on a 6-day study tour in Beijing, China. Nina so mo kohwe China aye ni year almost state institutions profit and omunya niema yi na ye die baako bi pe na etimi enya emfaso ewo ho nana Dr. Susubribi Asante expresses concern about Ghana's decline in peace ranking board chairman board member National Peace Council de sa ensem we aba kojoti story we Rwanda suspend coach for Black Queens like men comment ni nyina ne se Black Queens ena ne omo Rwanda counterpart ekosi akan na brada etwemu na ye
ochina na ochwe
ye hyeomo e kama akoma enso na eno omo coach no ekọ post match press conference no
o se dey
ena okokan se de Ghana emayo no bobo no so omo sesemema o so omo sesemema kra o se your ball control oba pa de ne bojiboyi Evelyn Bedu ede ne bojibo pa no se hwe Evelyn Bedu ne sere na hwe mayo yi bi omo sere ne se de
eni omo nantu
ni ade na o se aso omo semema eno
no so training the girls ne
eno
on training the you can't be a woman and be skillful in football or what
I don't
know bobo features
ne pompons so ne de yeyi na di
there say you need
almost say tranchen asema
because the okay can chetain
enye
kwa G7
coach ne da
ungo pe baby ntine
ochina return game no e wo Accra Sports
I don't know somebody
say away any question almost 7 there na
Number
we
the
so
bear
obu
14.
coach Ukraine sa maybe there.
Beji bear
On
14.
Beji Bear 2010. Oh, bacho.
But what that's what paper.
Mo be baba ko pe. Na yem fa anchor Democrat people try to go tell me. Me born tell. National Security Minister dares fix the country convener to release $1 million attempted bribery recording. WAPCO's mandate is to transport gas management. And this has to attach advocates partnership says we can't rely on government to reap full benefits of oil and gas. And no, former UNESCO staffer appointed NDC youth patron. We any stories are offer the Anchor Democrat and I'm me hona working kan Fati.
Call a Google News na info stories ewo honum embra. Peace Council worry over Ghana's drop on Global Peace Index. We need a sound financial management system dome level and ekasa way. Saso and Netherlands ambassador tells Ghana government to create an enabling environment. Ghana trains 50 counter-terrorism officers to safeguard borders. Manufacturers of Ghana car throw more light on the e-passport features and no ewo honum. So and other stories Ubenyawa has say. Day 3 protest over cost of living leaders moral decay end and no ewo honum. We are not against the demonstrations, Ghana Police Service and Kasa Assembly. We have succeeded in making a once clean Ghana another word for corruption and no ewo honum. And manufacturers of Ghana card no makai either that we munina air stories Ubenya ewo a year Google News.
Young call acitynewsroom.com na anopay info stories ni go be infamra for near for City Newsroom say organizers of Occupy Jilobi House demo failed. Alas and Tampuli this assembly at Wija. Occupy Jilobi House.
It's failing, no. Is it like an achievement or something to be proud about or happy about?
Failed
or what?
how?
You will not address the issues
when
raised
we get into the story
by these protesters.
If you on one benchmark for a year failure, no. Occupy Jilobi House, there was no concrete basis for 3-day NPP youth wing. I am not the third richest person in Ghana. Franklin Kujo slams EC for refusing to expand voter registration venues. Other stories, they provide evidence to back bribery allegations. Issa Fuseni dares back Avomawo of Anko. 3-story building under construction collapses. Brian Champon denies wicked allegation of destroying farms in Kwa. Or Chim Abuaji's death painful. Chaimensa Bonsu and others as we have to Jubilee House is the safest place to protest. Mona hits back at police. We need some of the stories at Oko CNN.com and I pay a bit me home. Hey, sorry, Mr. Dency, citynewsroom.com. Obit me home now. I can kind of.
And if you want to my young court Reuters news, Ghana to hold rate at 30% on September 25 as inflation falls. And no ewo honum. France to pull troops out of Niger following coup. Springbok fly half Poland set to play against Tonga. And also ewo honoma uko a year Reuters news and opea ubenyebi akai. Ireland beat South Africa 13-8 in bruising Paris showdown. Other stories are ewo ahanoma ube to me akai ese. Nipa ni di ni mean to mimbo. Say sports. Rapinoe brings the curtain down on her fabled international career, and also
Megan Rapinoe, US female team on captain.
Okay.
After World Cup, a course so in US and team
Australia no.
Australia and in New Zealand. Team after a fantastic career. Or just 3 World Cups. Yes, Megan Rapinoe. No, and then Donald Trump. Tamwa Donald Trump your president. Omokoje World Cup. I see Donald Trump your president here. Omokoye presentation. When you say America your tradition. When you come major tournament, what they call the seat of government. Omokono ono de one kobi. They be anoni Donald Trump and Tokwasa ewa Twitter. Megan Rapinoe, fantastic footballer.
Fati? CNN, a lone survivor of suspected death cap mushroom poisoning released from Australian hospital. Armenian PM takes swipe at Russia as first civilians leave breakaway Nagorno-Karabakh. Mafia boss Diabolic dies in custody after nearly 30 years on the run. Italian reports say a long-awaited asteroid sample has landed in the U.S. Canada House Speaker apologizes after celebrating Ukrainian veteran who fought for Nazi units in World War II. France will end its military presence in Niger by end of 2023, Macron says. Kosovo police killed at least 3 armed attackers during hour-long standoff. We air some of the news and as the articles at CNN.com and opaya betimi hu na waken kan ewo ho yento aso na yemo modin ase ye de eye weather update no ebebre tiefo de herefo na pay said ye be said ye di kan kan nsuo to ewo miamia bi ewo enkran krodium ho a yenya na ntie se okotudu sisi ya nsuo to wo ho pantimisremu a mo amupie na moba tudu no mesremu monya hweye na nsuo to ewo ye sabia na yemfa weather update no emfamre atiefo enanopay ewo ye dwumadie ne so. Variably cloudy conditions is expected across sectors with minimum chance of occasional thunderstorms or rain of varying intensities over a few places this morning. Partly cloudy condition is expected across sectors this afternoon. However, cases of thunderstorms and rain are anticipated later in the afternoon into the evening over most areas of the country. Early morning mist or fog patches are projected over parts of coastal, mountainous, and forest areas. So, but miamia a bang and I think krunkra bang a panono, not as a insurable petty nwin, a bear nwin kakra, and as a bobisi. Na sanso any if you musano pay no come yamia pia. Not as a if you be a kusu kakra, if you must say insure bit me out to miamia who do be a year of mine. We are no if you must insure bit me out to. It's answer a quavianum insunum if you be a kusu bu. Na ewiemu eye kusu sade ade anache ensuo no na ehwe animu se eno so betimi agugu ewo eye miamia bebre ewo oman kronkron Ghana. Mo temperature na no pen ejina between 21 degrees Celsius and 24 degrees Celsius. We are no ebejina between 28 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius. And you so besanti akwa kujina between 26 degrees Celsius and 28 degrees Celsius. If you want such a no sana be ene ewo or my kron Ghana for the next 24 hours. A Brussels set your day social media trends a breath for.
Yanko social media and watching some go ewo honum Occupy Jolobi House and they are air trend there. Na a long shot of a year small boy beer na nim the okoye ewo Occupy Jolobi House protest no asia na ojina hwa watene ne nsa ewo police for no eswa minima sama no catch mo eba ebpm ewo social media amanfo ka ho asem amanfo say we ene kire say oman no aye den pa mankwala kra efili de ekoso a enkwala kra hu say yes e wo so mutumi etugu abonten na omokope omohyebre mu na eno ena amanfo ka say no so ekire the resilience of a year amanfo omukọ protest no ene emem no ne nkwala omo eye ekrom hanum enti picture ne de yade apiem wo social media na amanfo dodo na ehye na obankasa ema omo commentary ewo dia omo pese omo ti ase ewo picture no me de na meka so omo mboza say yeah mu bo adwuma sana na me feel say oh yeah but obi ane se ne ohunu no any interpretation a oma enti comment eba no ebini Kofi say he's an NDC foot soldier waiting for appointment. Hannah say even the children are feeling the pinch. Henry see they were beggars who joined the demo for drinks and food. He doesn't understand what he did. Francis said this is symbolic of this regime, a rare case of defiance. Osman said the issues are who even sent him there. Did he go there on his own? Or did he defy all intimidation to face off with the police? Is he a stray child? Where is a child? Where is a child? Was he missing? Going in a questions a man for this. If you want my Mobad air trendy, Mobad air Nigerian artist to be what's training choir ya. So we know a natural death, say orchestrated. So be ne kuno, say juju ne de born no, say bona ya bono woo you, say diabetes, a high blood pressure, and a kuno, say Daniel. Obia aim to me enter and I know and a new way any other and your ma branty ye efe mu e won 27 years of life no ama man for ra who bebre e wo eje wiase mu nyina sa na meka no because ade a na asem no atwa peti wiase mu nyina na eno na ama okopie mu Nigeria sisia na march upon march any candlelight upon candlelight and a man for a year in honor of Abrantia and I say musician Mobad. So and more request to say a year a buy and I say a police for a one Nigeria no. Or more share on we make sure say a year justice dear or must serve Abrantia nibi because your fame was I see so no and ya dear was a nipa it to me a femo na a banisano a police for it to me equal to Abrantia no emu no if you form na da Abrantia no ewu ye no anadwo de suo mu be 12 midnight na Abrantia ne papa say e kwan bia so e wo sie no na mpanifo e wo community mu ne kasa so on twɛn ma ade nche ansa wetumi akosie Abrantia yesi okoto eye efunu da de ba ye Abrantia yi nkom o na ye bu ne kon mu kra na ye de na hye eyi no nti wo hwɛ Abrantia no mu picture na oda adaka no mu a ne kon akyea na wanwe ne se na oda adaka no no manfo say na wo ba wutumi ye ne sa nipa ewu wo a wonye muslim wo ye osofo enti se wo ba ewu a to boe se abre no kra wonni ska ode kwa akoto adaka ene efa no kwhye fridge mu na to obo na tie ska na to adaka obekomu na deda no na manfo mbefa ne ho mp omo last respect na wutumi bu akola no komu e de ne hye adakam amuna munu mu wa ekosie no na ebi mu ka say death certificate kra ebi nim saa so no mo se burial permit kra wu ni bi ekwo wan kasa wa sori asase a omo keka sase Abrantia kra ne to asase ne ma wo ekwo sie akolai e wo so esan e de cement egu nane so na o pa kire sen enso police we ko bu cement no eyi mu no a omo de ko sesesi no omo kwa akoye autopsy na omo ahwe eye ade a ema Abrantia no ewuye autopsy yomo ekofa mu omo babonti be ka say autopsy no de omo aye wie na enso no be say 3-4 days ni Nigeria for any other people in other parts of the world trying for autopsy results na enya ade a omo nsa eka comment by no any Daniel say honestly this boy's father is my first suspect. His girlfriend, the person who took him to the hospital, and the nurse are my major suspects. Helen say it's so heartbreaking. God will judge whoever has a hand in it. Joss, he been having chills and sleepless nights since his incident. I know fit even day alone for dark room again. God, please let justice prevail so his soul can find eternal peace. Nelly essay. I heard that since he wasn't embalmed, so they will see blood. How true is this? Na de be pie mo ne se omuko tu omuko exhume emu no efi bebe esie no na amanfo se omu se moja ewo adaka ne mu enti na ebi mo se ana na onwu ye since no need that certificate bia no e na ne papa ne pre ne ho ekosie na ebi o sha ne mu no na ode ne nsa pempem ade a e ma moja ba ya na eno ene na amanfo eka. Nelly say and as a Julius say omo true, people know they sleep well. Oh, justice for Mobad. He will rest well, and every other person too once justice is served. Yeah, we understand any Mobad asem na. Picture bu ebe PM over the weekend. Na picture na nya ketwa kra. Utumi hu say opening pa etutu ne ntoma. Ama manfo etumi eyi skegu ho. Because the bush etefie. Edibia ma manfo mo ye billboard ama matam billboard go yi esi kwan ho wo betwa mu na won say yes honorable yaw osafomafo osi ade yo
senior presidential advisor
ena oboho a wetutu no ntoma
wadi 80 years
odigina ho a amanfo twema na egu na omo hwe
eno ne mamo na aye sambo
ena ye picture of the day aha ena me dey
say ne ma na aye ne kama
But it's not
I don't know,
written,
man, focus your
it's
movie.
not written anywhere the money.
And I only you know for sure say any man
say eniema say die eniem eye bedi ade de eye umma ene wabusuafo na ye
na be dey hu nti wo adwin mu no
yeah ana me say
sana osusu no
me susu say
okay
eba birthday ni nsem eniema say die a
won obi o feel so your president say so ba billboard so that your man ba kwa any billboard that way
na say we on contest class of president da and where them feel so your president yemfa ne we nkosi we enti ewo dan ho hu ana ewo hefa kan pese me hu baby ewo
baby a signboard ni sinikura na ye mesre
se be ye oda ene
which means say signboard is can to me do enfuyi da ewo ho no
Yeah. Timi ye niema pi.
o si yi gata na atwa kwan ne so ana ye de asinche but see I got it. I got it.
No comment.
And I try kwan.
Evident we na day.
Exactly.
Na day.
Send
the man
na day.
Oh, they share the
so be celebrating the day.
The man
you can't tell people how to celebrate and things.
Me minimobia but odi 70 9/11. Me ya me kind of birthday no. Me ma me pa ba me the 9/11. Odi 70. Ne mamo enai nyame adom wo hwe ne mayi maye dwuma akese Fati Land Cruiser tieraba
na Land Cruiser adam de si glass mo be si kwan ho so
omo to si ho
me say
ena omo de omo ma me pie ekọ hotel bi e wo beach road hey ena omo
Abrantie me say Land Cruiser no
omo wie na omo
omo de share glass mo be si kwan ho
driver na ka ho ni fa kofi
obi a embe na
sa akwadwo emeka almost the day emeka almost yani
na say man for to omo birthday party ye bibia
enti no eba we ka no ebi wo ho ka no untoka ka ma papa
theater bush
untoka ma papa ma papa ni nyinti ye we si ho oh fama me na unso cry then cry give me give them na honorable yaw osafo mafo na say we no godson ne godson MP4 ofrance ayire bi kura betimi aye we di ama
ne godson no
ne godson no say it's open secret obi anim say ne godson
but you know enfoni no aye ka ho asem na bia ye mse hunhunu ya ukọ aye happy fm facebook sisi a eda ho enfoni ni da ho and what to ni kente kama sa billboard we adabia na ye adwuma bia na ye ka kire me se menkoye mu nhwehwemu no we no went to ya obetimi atua within the ranges of infant say 16-17,000 to infant say 30,000
no depending baby a would see ni nyina ka ho bi na be sa cost say we dey baby is
since na ama range no
baby is
16-17 to 30,000
baby is omu ntua ahe bia say na we anya ofe kwadwo
da be nya mefe
sa say someboard na yes no
enya me because I don't see
white what the 80 years
no I'm not saying say 80 years na what dino
80 years
I'm not saying say 80 years na what dino a dispute it's something that is good
odi 81
no makoyi no the fresh one
no say this is 80 years we celebrate 80 years 81 one is celebrating
and we celebrate 80 years new year near year free okay
year free
all right
nenti wo hu se nkrofo wu a edi 1 week keke omo ye bill since
no announce the death of the person omo announce the death of the person
enti so death any celebration 80 years birthday dia he na say celebrate
sir
me I would rather celebrate 80 years birthday than say obewu na yekoye no week ni akoye billboard we dey see baby. That is me. That is me. Fachi mota, o fachi mota. Udru eya new plan. New plan. Many Fati dey fa ho kra fa ho.
Last time we did 60. Obi be broadcast.
Na say me dey mini bi. Me wo bi me won krofo a mo be broadcast. O be ya mame. Menjum me wo di mi sikti kromo a me giatum. O ka se me nko twamfoni. Fita na fa me tu se me ye o me di be si obi.
Ebi munye
iska. New plan
picture down.
You call cruise
no match. Na billboard no match. Who billboard that sis we me say na say no mo ye free ho. Ne match.
O dey entry homra.
Early September na that so si ho. We 80 years. Let's celebrate birthday.
Special senior advisor mbo.
We senior presidential advisor. Meant so.
We be assistant senior advisor to the
senior
advisor.
Presidential advisor.
Senior presidential advisor.
Senior minister to senior presidential advisor to the president of the republic.
Yeah.
Could you say for what the 80 years?
Yo, yate.
But me ma dey na ma me na yanko.
Brother said Ubiba Prince Poakwa at the sports update live on the Happy Morning Show. A T4 near for Prince why crowd. Why crowd right? Because I know him say Accra has for one of my teams. Mudin kunim.
Samsung Barcelona.
Samsung Barcelona. A comeback. 3 goals within 9 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Follow class pa.
Yeah.
O has ni o basa.
Dem has ni basa there. O say colors ya se visa.
Yes. O pepa.
Me friend ya group. But then run so Atletico Madrid team Real Madrid show makami en sama mu team ba ko.
Sa match no na pepa.
Na me feel bi me tena se feel.
But na Real Madrid they were very poor on the night. 3 goals ni nyina headers.
Headers nko.
Alvaro Morata.
Bye.
Say onimu say ono oye Real Madrid
academy player.
They didn't believe in him. Omo de ne kone namu a eneni was on the Madrid and no Atletico Madrid. Eni onura no. Ni ti opri ekan ya na atana akasa goalkeeper na odapo mu efre ne Kepa Balaga. Ye ne ho kire no. Ne ho kire ne pa. But yen hyase kwadwo ye hyase dia see your border mo see your border free. Yes, enti yes charity they say ye hyase edifie. Enti ye hyase dia yen hyase free. Thomas Fama me Ghana Premier League ene ye de hyase Ghana Premier League matches so yes match day 2 resource ni nyina ene da ho no kama na ye hyase dia na ukopie mu Tamala Karela United Sabredi Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium ene o ma adopt as home omu free camp park akopie mu Tamale na eno na omo ne brekum Chelsea ene de boni kamiensa ene omo sisa edigu brekum Chelsea omo chem omo atenemu a omo antibi tie na Karela omo camp park enyinase ede akopie mu Tamala na omo si omo kan a edi kan kra as a home team kai say omo first game of the season no omo dincho bra Legon Cities echi omo ebomo kamienu omo antimi ansim agye kra na eno ena Evans Adomako ehye 9 minutes goal sanso ena Abrantia ye friend George Amono ehye 53rd minute na ekoye 2-0 eno ena brekum Chelsea omo fight back enya 78 minutes goal Steven Amankuna ene sheye nanso enya dia omo timitete ka no at the end of 90 plus 3 minutes no na Karela United ewo Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium no na omo adi nkunim by 3-1 yemfiri hwai na yemra Accra Sports Stadium na Glorious Accra Suffolk any Insuatreman ena ede Ebony Accra Hasuffolk player and your friend Ramos eno share the 4th minute opener edema Accra Hasuffolk na Salifu Ibrahim ne cross a wo hwepie eno ena Ramos yi ehia no na pan 4th minute na omo ahye na nafusu gi abo park ebo mo ka ba ko omo antimi ante sanso ena champions media man so ekokopie mu ewo duana ene cruise control pa duana eche media ma ebo mo eka mienu omo antimi ante nti bright ejeya opie mu ewo Ethiopia na wasan enkoye amfama na wasan ba no ebo brace announce on a return with a brace ye ene media ma omo ho ekire omo papa eno enso ewo hoye na finally kwasiada no finally kwasiada ukopie mu ewo Heart of Lions nso a na Sugakope Wafa Park ena omo de bo omo ni Great Olympics e de bo ene omo koteye ekoye kokosimo awanya bi menso manya bi ewo ho na saa bre no kra no ansana saa game we ebetodwa no na bofo akwata no nso etena afie bofo akwata no etena afie wo Sunyane Coronation Park ene RTU edi boani eche RTU bomo ekamienu ema omo timu ba ko sanso ena akopie mu ewo Dance Park Saturday no nso a bibani Go Stars eche Kumase Krobia Kumase Antikotoko game akon 2024 qualifier no mne Rwanda second leg no ebetodwa da ochena ye de hu nsem nyina ye tenase ewo Happy Sports so a ye de hu nsem nyina ebebro yenko amanone ye kwa amanone dia ententem a ye mobobo so sede ikop yen hyase Bramo Lane akopie mu ewo Bramo Lane ho na Sheffield United etena afie ema Newcastle United ekobomo eka maako enwotwe yemfa Premier League EPL resource ho asem na mekan EPL resource famame yes enti ye hyase dia Sheffield United etena afie ema Newcastle United ekobomo eka maako enwotwe home enya cricket scoreline no football ena utie no 8 different scorers ena hye edema omo ewo ho a Eddie Howe ene ne mrantie no ete deden pa Anthony Gordon ehyebi sanso ena Sean Longstaff ehyebi Bruno Guimaraes ehyebi 8 different scorers ena omo di enkunim ewo ho edema Newcastle United yem free way ne enkopie mu big one na ye North London Derby Arsenal etnefie ewo Emirates ene Tottenham Hotspur edi buani Ange Postecoglou ne mrantie no ekuye mu ho a na omo hwese ankanka 4 continuous match ni na omo enkugo na omo di wo Emirates no nanso we di antimi amaso so himi ebo brace ema Christian Romero ehye ongo eskose penalty ema Abrante friend Bukayo Saka ebo hyeye nanso Jorginho ekoye mistake eno omo panso ya ne pass no ekoma so himi abo second goal di ama Tottenham Hotspur game no end 2-2 na Chelsea nso etena afie ema Aston Villa Oli Watkins ekonya the only goal bra na Chelsea dia man down ni nyina ne se omo Abrante ekotwaye eje red card kutwa edinje red card na eno ena Mauricio Pochettino ene ne mranti a no mo ti homo ye Chelsea ne ma nko ye emfe mo omo te Stamford Bridge ema Lucadini enya assist no edi ma omo a na Oli Watkins tight angle pa oboye na ene Robert Sanchez entintimi anya ho hwe kra na atena awoso edi ama Aston Villa omo di nkunim ba a long goal ewo ho Liverpool nso etena afie ye Liverpool etena afie ema West Ham ekoto twe kane omo rally back Mo Salah ehyebi Darwin Nunes ehyebi na Diego Jota nso ehyebi a 3-1 ena omo share Kudus Mohammed West Ham United ewo ho other results epiepie mu ebi enso ni Brighton eche Bournemouth ebomo eka miensa ema Bournemouth etimu baako medican de Sheffield anyway ema ne Saturday no nso no na defending champions Manchester City edi nkunim sanso na Manchester United nso ekopie mu ewo Burnley ekodi nkunim a ada results nso epiepie mu ebi enso no yenkopie mu La Liga otese na me ni Sefah ekan na big one no Madrid derby a itodwa ewo Vicente Pejuan ewo Ibra Atletico Madrid etnafie na Madrid hwese nka 100% record a start La Liga na nka eni nkuguo no ebeto aso na Alvaro Morata ehye brace na abrantia ye frɛ no Griezmann Antoine Griezmann so ede baako eka ho abrantie a ye frɛ no Toni Kroos ehye consolation no ede ma Real Madrid ba di nkuguo by 3-1 ewo ho for the first time in 14 matches involving Real Madrid ene Atletico Madrid no edi nkunim ewo ho ada results no ebi enso ne Real Sociedad etnefie echi Hetafe bomo ekanan ema ti emumiensa Rayo Vallecano nso etnefie ene Villarreal ekoti obi ahye ne nyonko baako Las Palmas enso tenefie ene Granada Las Palmas ehye Granada ekabako Real Betis so ene Cadiz nso koti obi ahye ne nyonko maako bad news edema ekopie mu ewo French Ligue 1 no ukopie mu a bad news Kylian Mbappe praye onya ankle injury na mum Paris Saint-Germain etimi ebom homodin back to winning ways ewo bra omoche Marseille ebom eka mako enan eka mako enan ena omobom a Marseille entimi ante Ashraf Hakimi ehye goal ni bi Kolomwani ehye 2 goals sanso ena Gonzalo Ramos nso ehye bi ewo ho ema omudi enkunim ada results a epiemu ment etnefie Masbok ekosho ekabaako Havre enso ene Clermont enso Have she Clermont ekamienu ema Clermont etimu baako Lens enso ehye kamienu Toulouse etimu baako Montpellier ene Reims ehye obi antimi anhye bi ewo saa game num and 0-0 ewo ho na yemfa we ensore so yede sore so dia ukopie mu ewo era defisi ewo Ajax Holland dia game a ne final e boy ni Sunday no game no abandon game no in 56 minute and home supporters hwei
dia enema pi ho abetumi ayo na sika ni ho dia so problems nko a se sika ho a enema pi ho abetumi ayo sika de mu bia na ada sika de enso ni to mia pi won krakrodium ha baby wo ha etogirigiri baby wo eto nwenwen mesra mu amo monam kwan so amo ka hyen no eni di mu a aya munyanto boase okoso enso ni to si aya na kwan so no eso aya tro kakra enkankan ne kwan no aya eto da bia enye no nyese to da bia kwan no enye no kwan a potholes wo so bebrebe no enso ni to si ene enso na kwa akotem to anhwe ni ya wunhunu potholes no mesra kwan bia nam so bia no nyanto boase sanso ana mu afiansa na mu frifie epie abakrom no enso to okrom enti mesra wo ba atade a wo se obetimi ahya ema awonko mu no na wahye mesra mu ani die mu a Baby Kafza in control say in collaboration with the Language Center of the University of Professional Studies Accra. Yet the Baby Kafza spelling G competition no bremo Mr. Amunim de Ewa Krum Casamuno. We akansi a obetimi edu ho ba behyehyemu Mr. number betimi afre na odu ho ahya akansi no enini 0560 700 700 0560 700 700 and 0244 466 149 0244 466 149. Na ne nyina ne sɛ akansie we akansie yes ye na yama amanfo ada o talent in their respective languages ga chi ever Hausa Dagbani Nzema Omo amaso ya sanemi this adwumadi ebre we language center for the UPSA City Maker Honest Workers media partners your Happy 98.9 FM and a YFM Open to papa in fashion design in Mr. Wa a Task Fashion Institute Kuana mitimi akamfo di ama wo enti ene no mo a mo pepa bi sem mo gi entity na sem gi adesua e fashion design mo no Task Fashion Institute some control say your courses be to say garment construction for both male and female, fashion illustration and designing, textile and designing, leather work, communication skills in English, and a business management courses. Yeah, the infirm you know and this entity no edema wo. Nanso mama ka say a 1 year short course wo ha no so betimi do ho ahye mu wa o na otwemu nyina no onya bre na o ma mesua de no ye weekend classes wo ha no so betimi aba as a memenda say that so no betimi aba bagentity Task Fashion Institute awards accredited certificate after your tenure as a student. Your hostel facilities are available for almost free treating bench your mobile base and your flexible terms of payment or high between what we have also a well-equipped production laboratory and also for practicals, comfortable and well-ventilated classrooms. And on top of that, there were exceptional teachers on betimi achira wade omunim de in fashion design on betimi achira wade amanatimi abro ye mo atiase what is here you achira kwan yo McCarthy Hill number ni friend ni nkita ho sisi 0503 020 094 0503 020 094 oko eye abefontin tankesi so www.tatsedu.com Facebook Instagram Tats Fashion Institute. Penkonya papa good dem na eye walanka dwanu a wode nasi wani so se desi abe no ho ade wo round dem na ni age. O bathroom ho nya kama misrewa sesa ho. Sanso na nkonya odisi abonten de edeje ahoho okọ eye owura David Tamakulu fie ho a nkonya odisi abonten de je ahoho na ha otena mu a foche. Na musa say for no konya no so Danube Homes Dubai's leading furniture house. Then they were crowded then they say one more year 60% flash sale. A free Sabria on 5th of October 2023 on outdoor furniture, gazebo, garden accessories, selective dining set, bed set, and sofas. Mr. I do not want you to miss this particular promo. For what do you have Uncle James to see? If you are trying Olusegun Obasanjo Way, opposite Allied Heights Office, Jolu, Accra, Ghana. Friend 34 0509 403 664. Enkonya pa de otena so otimi dwuna dwunpa. Enkonya otena so anaje ze umuyo ya otoyo ya na da bisa enkonya no enye enkonya pa. Open enkonya pa de a Danube's Home, Dubai's leading furniture. Open bed set papa Danube's Home. Oko Facebook Danube's Home. Danube's Home, Dubai's leading furniture house. My main fa we intro to na say Minka was say on the 29th of September 2023. Yanko me fia da be ya ba ama saman. Thank you. Ama saman lorry station. Ho any idea pa ho da bang. Ye kitiki happy on wheels no ye de ba be see ye Ghana 4. Timamufo nyina edin kita ho ye din komo afa nsem o ekoso ama saman potam ho if bio nsem o ekoso ma kronkron Ghana mu no ye bedi enye nyina eho enkomo e wa ama saman on the 29th of May on the 29th of September missing May pese koye chiu esa na manfo ni birthday as Isaac den so nti wose asifa ko pese we extend day ye no Christmas no by another 5 months adawa sheda na me sheda no from 29th of September 2023 fiada we are Masaman Lorry Station eho ena ye de yesese kwa akobo ye de pa ho ada ban be free ho e de abre tie for de phone na live on Happy 98.9 FM on Facebook as well as on our affiliate across the country na eno so asemo we say obomodia e to kotudwem na odeto osiremu David Tamakulu ababetena say the managing editor for the WhatsApp newspaper wono yeah, my baby for back one no the kind about better as a dear. We be say you trying to tell because no and some bebre no go upon so I adwene say be di ho enkomo na ye di nsem ho enkomo dia na kire say wa onim David mama watch mo akwa ba we just some bombo ko dia ze di hu na watch me na watch me
e won kwan dia say the way identity no I a friend say papa bi na o car taxi wo ko bi pono so
esro
odruso na no dumja we jemusa na eko a so a two plan I trust a two plan.
Is it a two plan? The drew no jemusa no. As a two plan. We listen bombo ko dia. E dey ready as e tun kana che. Wa ba ide na wa ba obi be se. Na is enkomo no e wo ho no na wo se e hya se. Na ye de e hye. So maminka wo say ye twen ye nua obin manu ono ye data for the Ghanaian pop that work krata no. Ono so wa be ken sa na ono so na dwentro wo no. Ye de enkomo no bi afri ne ho. Na ye chance mfamfri okopa jelobi house na police brutalities matters arise in somewhere course so if we enanu efiada ekope memenda even say yawada fiada memenda meboa yawada na hyase efiada omotokoso na memenda omotokoso de akoso with regards to protesters any police for entenyu ahwe course so de kowi akire mi ache protesters, including journalists, international journalists, different police cells in Accra. They are released. The subsequent insistence by organizers say was a tension protest. They will organize it, and they did that on Friday. They did that on Saturday as well. And some people in every there are a couple of individuals I always saying the young people of this country, I say they are not really serious, especially Oshe and Simbi a course so and I say maybe a course so during the conduct of the protest. Some are saying it was a botched demonstration and it did not yield the needed results in the KK. I mean you are doing on from Thursday up until Saturday. Yeah, course one.
Say medical ama omuye training na mopia
Mopia.
I think that they have done very well. They have stood up for the country, and I think that the messages they have sent across have been well heard by the people. It's not clear whether government has gotten the message yet, but there will be an opportunity for them to get clearer. I think that what happened over the weekend, from Friday to Saturday, the police assault, the attempt to, again, openly curtail voices of dissent, it's a shame to Ghana. We have, particularly for the Fourth Republic democracy, I think it's about 3 decades or more now. And it's very important that the world see us as progressing rather than retrogressing. If what happens over the weekend is anything to go by, it only tells you, gives you a picture of how bad our democracy has been handled over the period. Minya, if you watch since 1992, there has always been complaint about governments. There have been protests one way or the other from 1992 to today. Some of the people who led those protests, the very famous protests, one of them is the president now, President Nana Akufo-Addo. If you ever heard the Alliance for Change, the Kumi Preku, it still stands as one of the biggest demonstrations, if not the biggest, in this country. And one of the leaders of those demonstration was President Akufo-Addo. Some of these issues landed in court and all that, where he supposedly defended the protesters. So how did it happen that under his tenure, any attempt, every effort made at expressing the people's frustration to government is subjected to physical abuses and, in some instances, verbal abuses from mostly illiterates? I think that the only way, I was thinking about it over the weekend, I think that the only way I can understand this is perhaps the president and his handlers, having realized they have failed all the promises they have made to Ghanaians prior to coming into government, is probably looking for a way to ease themselves out, to legitimize their failure. That is the only explanation I can. Because, I mean, I would have thought that President Akufo-Addo is a Democrat. If I follow the history, if I don't know him personally, I'm a journalist, so I've dealt with all these things, and I know the nitty-gritties of them. So if you want to ask me whether President Akufo-Addo is a Democrat or not, it will be a debate we'll do. But to the
Baba, you believe that, or a Democrat?
I don't think so. And I'm saying that it will be a debate. Even within me, I will have to debate it, because there are instances, I mean, that we have not put out in the public that shows that he is not a Democrat. But it's
So
a
there
debate.
are contradictions.
There are contradictions. And I'm saying that even to the public, the general public, if you watch his history and you don't know, it should be easy for you to say the man is a Democrat. But what we are seeing under his tenure, it's even, how do I put it? To the public who not to us journalists who understand him very well, have followed the trajectory. It's not everything you put out there. But I'm saying that to the general public who sees him as a Democrat, are beginning to even doubt it.
You
And
feel
that is
so?
very bad for him.
You feel so?
I think so. I feel so. And you tell me what happened over the week. I cannot sit here and say it was done by the police. These were instructions from the highest places. It couldn't have been done by the police. Following what had happened throughout the 7 years of Akufo-Addo's rule, I cannot sit here and say that the police did what happened at the 37 roundabout areas over the weekend when Vomawa and Co were demonstrating.
What makes you think that? What makes you think that? Whatever the police did, any action they took during the day, was not on their own volition. Namely, it was somebody who was sitting at the top, rather pulling the strings and directing the police as to how they're supposed to.
Well, I mean, if it's not that obvious, I mean, I can just point to what happened with this tape leakage recently. I mean, you followed it. You followed the political, ambivalence that has, people go and talk to people at the highest places before things happen. But I'm saying that if you see the conjecture of the police, it was obvious what happened was not professional. And we have very, very professional people leading the police now. It is only when politics takes the better part of the day that what had happened over the weekend happens. So I want to take the opportunity to re-emphasize what happened over the weekend. That we can allow any government, we can forgive any government who abuse the laws and, decide to corrupt the system, plunder our resources. That can be forgiven. But we cannot forgive a government which tries to silence our voices. It won't happen. And so, what is happening? There is going to be a bigger one. I am urging all the demonstrators, those who demonstrated over the weekend, those who have done demonstrations, those who intend to demonstrate, to coordinate their efforts and send a clear message to government that we are not going to allow our voices to be curtailed. They said those who prevent peaceful demonstration make way for a violent one. We don't want our democracy to be truncated again. And so we have to take the privileges given us by the Constitution to address issues. And government must listen. They can listen and decide they want to do what they like. But you cannot use the people's power to pummel them, to truncate their voices. It's not going to happen in this country. People are willing to shed blood for that. So the government must listen and listen very careful. We can deal with their failures, but we cannot deal with an attempt to kill our voices. That won't happen. So I am sending message to all the democratic forces, those who believe in our democracy and want to protect it, to keep themselves together, to pull themselves together and send a clear message to government that as for our voices, our freedom to speak, we shall guide it jealously.
But there are a couple of individuals who are attempting to rubbish your course on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And there is a news article here, and it's attributed to the youth wing of the governing New Patriotic Party. They dismissed the 3-day protest organized by the pressure group Democracy Hub. They are saying that in a statement, the youth organizer of the NPP, Salam Mustafa, said, and I quote, "I tried so hard in the 3 days of the protest to take home the most salient reason and demand for the protest, but nothing concrete except for the usual rhetoric of fixed road, motorway, cost of living, and other tangentials, which borders on politics." Mustafa, however, condemned the actions of the police during the first day of the occupied Jolobi House demonstration on Thursday, September 21st. But the key is that also said that baby comporting not the demonstrators were actually agitating for.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure you expect anything from the party wing, the MPP party wing. You don't expect anything. I've heard the likes of Abua Papun. Is that how they call him?
That's the deputy communication director of the New Patriotic Party.
No, there's this guy who works with Ghana Gas.
Yeah, he's a deputy communication director of the NPP
Okay,
as well.
so I've heard the likes of him made very silly comments, but that's their opinion as to what government needs to know as far as the demonstrators are concerned. I gathered that they do not want their voices to be kept. As for the issues of governance regarding what ECC is doing, how government has borrowed so much and failed to do anything with it, how government is abusing procurement processes, the corruption in the government and all that. I think that we all know them by now. And of course, the media is unearthing a lot of them. Parliament is unearthing a lot of them. Recently, I have heard the issue of monies that GMPC is trying to borrow through the back door without recourse to Parliament. Those are issues that we don't need to tell government anymore. The processes are being taken by parliamentarians to ensure that not sidestep in their duties. The issue of road. If you are on the road, you don't need to be told that government, in spite of telling us that they launching the year of road, and it's about 2-3 years now. I mean, nothing has happened. The roads have gotten worse than they ever have been. We know that this government has talked about corruption, prior to coming to government. And I mean, the NPP party talked about corruption prior to coming to government. Corruption is worse. We are going to talk about borrowing.
Yeah.
Before it came to power, on the records, the debt they came to meet was 120 billion Ghana cedis. Today, we are talking about 75.5 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's nothing to see for it. And so we can go on and on and on. If government and its followers think that there is nothing to complain about, there is nothing the demonstrators have said let them sit and they are quiet. With time, they will get to know.
You feel that there was substance in the demonstration that was conducted?
You don't think so?
No, I'm just asking because based on what others are actually
But apart from
saying.
asking, you and I know the substance of what is demonstration used for? Is to register to the frustration of the demonstrators to government and to whoever they're demonstrating to. And we all know the issues. I've listened to some of the, celebrities who joined, made mention of hardship and all that. The hardship is everywhere. You and I are feeling it. Unless we are being hypocrites about it, or we must keep quiet because we need to follow blindly. There's hardship in every corner of this country. The only places we don't see the hardship are the few people who have government appointments and who can stack money at places they cannot account for. So, as for the substance of the demo, if you haven't gotten any substance in it at all, from Friday to Saturday, they were able to tell the police that you cannot stop us, and that message is clear. If they don't see the substance of it, the message that you cannot stop us and that it is the right of Ghanaians to demonstrate is very clear on the surface of it. Isn't it? Mm. So to say that there is no substance is just to scratch their heads and
do you have the feeling, say, and somewhat the protest edit too, as you mentioned, say if authorities that are in power have not had the opportunity to hear or listen to, and somewhat demonstrators edit too, they will obviously have the time to actually listen, because we talk about economic crisis, we talk about economic changes, the deterioration in livelihood Amanfo are going through, living standards are falling in. But the government at a point in time had acknowledged that and
so they've acknowledged. We've appointed you to govern. Whose cause is it? We're just talking about the debt. Mm-hmm. It was 120 billion, and you have taken it to 575. What accounts for it? What are you doing? You cannot complain to us. Just a few years ago, they took the street and told us that if you are elected to govern, you govern. You don't complain to the citizens who elected you. So they are fair. Clearly, there's so much wastage in the system. We have so many of them. Sometimes, you don't know where to even start from. From the crater they have there as what's the name?
National
Cathedral to the remnants of the fair. We have a lot of them, too many of them. Has this government told us that they were going to build 115 hospitals? Mm-hmm. As we speak now, our debt is, look, the debt we have now, we are not even paying. After the debt exchange, it means that we are rescheduling our debt to a later date. Yet we are borrowing more. If we borrow more, all we are doing is to use it to repay some of the interest. Okay? To pay interest. It means the debt is accumulating. So there is no future. And this is where President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia have brought us. And this we cannot talk about. We can't talk about.
Let me throw in some dust from the press statement. The youth wing of the New Patriotic Party released here, and I'm reading from paragraphs 4 downwards. I say, and I read, I am a patriot of this country, and also seek what's best for us all. We have all been affected by hardships brought upon us due to the economic crisis we have been through since 2021. It's imperative to point to the ravaging consequences of COVID-19 and the current supply chain disruptions caused by the war in Eastern Europe.
That is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Gibberish. We've heard this over and over again. And there's no substance in what he's saying anymore. Look, so did they give away government because they went through hardship?
No.
When the previous government was going through the UMSO and all that, were giving excuses. What did they tell us? What did they tell us? Do you remember some of them? They said it was wastage. And there has never been a wastage in the system that we are seeing today. At that time, the previous government did not build this crater they call a cathedral. Trade fair was at least functioning. They were building hospitals and schools. And then they told us that there was wastage, and that was the reason. I mean, Baumia's lectures, I'm not that savvy to go through those lectures anymore. But I'm saying that if you send your mind back a little to what they said in 2016, 2015, and just suppose it with what they are saying, that what is in that statement, it is total gibberish. It's an insult to even, put that statement out. But clearly, the government has failed. We don't mind. When you elect government, you give them 4 years. They fail or they do well. They have failed. But we are saying that when they have failed, the Constitution allows us to vent our frustration. They cannot stop that, and they should not attempt to do it anymore. Because the demonstration, they are going to come. It's going to be nationwide. They should prepare for it. If they are going to continue governance like this, they should prepare for it. Because the issue of trying to stop anybody...
As a prophet.
I'm a Ghanaian, and I have frustrations about their governance. I have been quiet all this while.
The fact is that demonstrations will be happening across the country.
I'm saying that there will be demonstration across the country, just like Kumipreku happened, just like Akufo-Addo led Alliance for Change. It is going to happen. It will happen in a grand style. So if they think that attempting to stop them is what will prevent the demonstration, if you saw what happened on Friday, by Saturday, numbers were more. But the numbers are going to be much, much bigger. And so they should prepare for it. If what they think they can do is to stop people from demonstrating.
They just say they are fixing the roads. The roads that we are complaining about, they are fixing the roads.
We drive on them all the time. Are your roads being fixed? I don't know where you live. Even those who live around airport hills, like even they still miss the potholes on the way. They still miss the potholes on the way. But I mean, I think the government should, I think there are people advising them. They should listen to wise counsel and stop this thing of attempting. If any government will stop demonstrators, it shouldn't be Akufo-Addo government. It should not. It should not. Because then it makes anyone else who followed Akufo-Addo when he was demonstrating, look like a fool. But it's better he looks like a fool than to make those who followed him look like a fool. So they should not. It's so offensive to the spirit of our institution, and particular to the morals that he has championed over the years.
Is this likely to have any impact on the fortunes of the NPP?
Fortunes of NPP?
During the...
that will be left to the electors. It's not
decide.
For me to say. But if you see what is happening on the street, unless you have some quiet, so
there will be can events cast their shadows?
Well, it's always been, if governments fail, they get a kick. And so that is in blueprint that they have failed. And so the electors are going to decide on that. But I'm saying that once we have 1.5 or so years, years to go, they still have the responsibility and obligation to give us good governance. And that we demand from them, and we shall demand till the 7th of January 2015.
2015.
Exactly.
But one of the
2025.
2025, sorry. One of the key issues that surrounded this particular demonstration has been the leader of the demonstration, Ura Ayabaka Vomo, who, according to a national security minister, or say over the alleged video or tape of an attempted bribery of a tune of $1 million. Say Onyai Dioya Noa on Famra Bonting?
Well, the point is, I don't need to actually listen to that audio. I know what the national security under Kandapa is capable of doing.
What do you mean?
I said, I know what the national security under Kandapa is capable of doing.
What is the national security under Kandapa capable of doing?
Well, we've seen a whole lot. We've seen a whole lot. Some of them, you can't really say. I'm a journalist. I've led some of the journalist associations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know a lot that happens when the national security needs to coerce people, to get people to stop doing things. So I don't need to see the tape. I don't have evidence of bribery of Vomao. That is what he said. Vomao is a lawyer, and he knows what he said. And I think that if the national security, is so concerned about what he said, they go to court. That's what the court is there for. They go to court. We don't need these rhetorics in the media. They should go to court and say we did not bribe him, and because that would be defamation. If Kandapa, the national security coordinator, calls someone and says that I'm giving you $1 million, they said, to what's her name, to stop
whatever
demonstration. That is defamation, because bribery is crime. So if the whole national security coordinator is doing it, and is alleged to have done it, then it behoves on him to go to court. So he should go to court.
He should go to court.
He should go to court.
But is it not also incumbent on the person who is alleged and so be proved?
It borders on his integrity. So that is an integrity issue for him. But for Ghanaians, the person who has the power, he's been given political power to lead our national security. If he's engaging in bribes, as alleged, I think that he needs to go to court, because he holds a much higher responsibility towards the people than Vomao.
Robin Manu, editor for the Ghanaian publisher. Robin Manu, about Tenancy. Robin Manu, Miama Kwabai. I'm just
Kwani Nyens was one elite.
That is not a fair question to ask.
Oh, W, say, yeah, or no, I can't
No, because you see, Ghana High, before 2016, we were told in a certain book called Green Book, say, yeah, acquire work room. So why are we complaining about say acquiring it? At a quina, yeah, a buy beam wrestle, yeah, acquire on a ban for bar, not quina in Asiana.
Maybe quite,
That's not a fair. So it means that the Green Book lied to you and to a large.
I didn't see my Miquine in the Green
Book. But the Green Book told us why your crew have quine. They told us a be a tremor a juma. That's what they told us. But let me okay, so I
don't know here. I know.
Was it a question in yet? My question is
it was a fair question. Because Abia memete point A, maybe I memete if free ho eba hase no. Abia akwan your okay because of baby amete. And then interest say baby a wote and I say baby a suma city. Kwan be the same.
That's kwan nyina the same. That's no. Maybe that's why I specified it. So kwan no
here at T4. Now I apologize for coming late. Obviously the weather and I took certain things also for granted anyway, and that led to the delay. Oh, I'm not too sure. Say me, I mean, a quiet. If you set out to say Ubedru has say 5 p.m. You don't wait say because a quiet year and as a quiet year. You just have to look at your time then. But of course, maybe Namidi the discussion. And sometimes it's always good to listen and not be part of the discussion, so that you ask yourself, say, what is happening? Because listen to David about the police and the being ordered around. Look, at some, of course, we all have political persuasions, and we cannot hide it. I mean, David Ituwe, he has a wish that a certain political party comes to power. I also have a wish that a certain political party is in power. So we cannot hide it. But adia efa or mine home. Say enya, yeah, it doesn't matter who is in power. Enya. We can analyze all demonstrations in Ghana. If we 1992, ABC 2000, there was a major demonstration. I shall say Alliance for Change, and it was the only demonstration in the history of Ghana, and I said in the history of this republic. Yakwa nipa be and nayo say enum ehre
yeah.
We saw demonstration free wa demonstration bi any wa esia nipa ye den ahre omo na obi ahre ne nkwa. And Alliance for Change, what was the motive? What was their team? Their team was that Omaini Wayede Ayede, which has always been the basis among for a indigenous or more organized demonstration. Has the police been cooperating? I will say the police largely have cooperated with organizers of demonstrations, especially when we came to the Republic, where the police feel that no, they based on their own intelligence, because really before they also agree, they also have intelligence. And the police will say no, we will go to court, because that's the only way to stop the demonstration. Because one, per the constitution, which David will be able to explain better, no organizer of demonstrations is really under any obligation to inform the police, say, may call demonstration. No. They do inform the police. It sounds like a public activity. And so they will need some form of protection. But they don't ask the police, they don't need to seek permission from the police a call demonstration. That is not in the constitution. And they will just inform the police. And the reason they inform the police is to ensure that there's order, there's security. Say no more car say you be intimate concordin say hunu. Was so your demonstration will be so at the shop turn idea. You won't mean ma will demonstrate and I say somebody participating in your demonstration and concordin say hunu it will be shop. And so that's why the police is involved to guide and to ensure that there's order. Mostly, a misunderstanding about between the police and organizers is always about baby or mobefa. I mean, when I wasn't with part of the CGA leadership in terms of organizing demonstration, but I covered CGA demonstrations from the one up to the end. Up to the end was up to when Professor Mills came to power. That was when CGA demonstrated. In fact, the only demonstration they had after Professor Mills coming to power was the one they presented a petition to the seat of presidency or government at that time over something that needed to be done. I think it had to do, was it about the Ivorian situation and whether or not Ghana should participate or not participate? I'm not too sure, but we can still check it out. But from that time, no demonstration the police have always had issue. The police have always had an issue with organizers. So back here, 2008, there was a demonstration. Late Ama Benua Do, then the NDC women organizer, late Arabatego, very strong NDC woman, very strong and dedicated woman.
She's late now.
Yeah, she's late. Yeah, they were messed up. Yabuomo.
That's a Wahala demo.
Yes. Yabuomo ankasa. The police had given them, your friends, a permit for that demonstration. But the organizers said that, look, they want to go to the castle. At that time, the seat of government was at the castle. And the police says no. So that demonstration, President Mahama was part of it. He left along the way. Late President Mills was part of it. He left along the way. The whites were part. In fact, all those who matter. It was a Wahala demonstration being organized by CJA, but it was to benefit the NDC. So the NDC leadership were deeply involved.
That's a very wrong account. You see, this is your opinion of it, and don't make your opinion look like.
Which unfortunately, I'm entitled to those opinions.
It was Wahala demonstration.
It was a Wahala demonstration, deeply involved in it, where element of the NDC, including a presidential candidate, including a running mate, including the thinkers of the party.
Yeah,
so if you say it was to benefit the NDC, of course, CJ, who were CJ? Mr. Kwasi Pratt, Dan White, to be Kwachi and others. They were the CJ. What's it?
Kwesi Pratt is NDC. I asked you a question.
I said,
I
who
asked
were
you a
the
question.
CJA?
Yes, you said the
I said Kwesi Pratt. Assuming I mentioned 10 names. That's a me Bob Akuno a odd one. What does it tell you? But moving on, that demonstration, Ghana Police Service had granted permit or had granted the demonstrators the route, and they complied with the route. Except so Mudu Jubilee House or Mudu Castle Junction, almost on Bekoho. And that was where your friend say, Mr. Kofi. That time, I think he was then the regional police commander also.
For the Greater Accra region.
Exactly. Our case a charge. We all remember those things. But I was part of it. Was not my coverage. Fast forward, 2016, let my vote count. Ghana Police Service not on my permit for the demonstrators to use, and they complied with it. Most of the time, when they give them it, the organizers comply because, the police, they also have security issues to deal with. So there are places they won't allow you to pass. So, because, there will be that dialogue between the organizers and then the police service so that there will be a decent arrangement and agreements where baby will be abefa. Let my vote count. What were they seeking to achieve? One, they were just asking that the Electoral Commission of Ghana compiles a new voter register. That was all they were asking. That was all they were asking. And then, so they decided that on their demonstration, let my vote count. David Asante, Kabila, and all those people. Obviously, it wasn't an MPP it wasn't an MPP sanction. It was benefiting the MPP because MPP as a political party at IPAC were insisting that a new voter register should be compiled.
And that the old one is bloated.
Exactly.
Bloated.
Exactly. And so when people decided to demonstrate, it wasn't a demonstration that we make as an MPP demonstration. But obviously, all the persons involved, MPP for. All the organizers involved were MPP for.
But Wahala Demono said there were other civil society organizations. So are you saying that
like what?
The other civil society organizations
like
what? They were working for the interest of the National Democratic
civil society
Congress.
Organization? Which one?
Because it wasn't just the NDC. Was it just the NDC or just the element of NDC in Kwano?
Those I saw. Because I was giving coverage, the press conferences prior to the demonstration and the demonstration itself. I had been involved in CJ. On a demonstration, Okujeto, Ablakwa, friends say,
Omane Boam, and others.
More or less, CJ became a major platform for Omane Boama, your friend is saying, Okujeto, Ablakwa, and others.
So why is this historic analysis going?
No, I'm giving you demonstrations and how things has been, so that when you say it was ordered or the police were instructed to do something, the question I want to ask, and as neutrals, you and I presume neutrals, as the question I'm asking is, on what basis will you say that what happened on Saturday, which we all condemn, was instruction from a higher power? If you are going to say that, then are we concluding, my friend said, all previous demonstrations that has happened, which has resulted in, friends saying, incidents at Enyeno, were all sanctioned by a higher powers. Is that what you're trying to say? Because your friend is saying, Nano DAC. Okay, before I even let my vote, I haven't finished. So when they went, they were supposed to present a petition to the Electoral Commission, which was the main objective. The police, I think, was it the Holy Spirit Cathedral here?
Mm-hmm. I see.
Look, you saw what they did to get Chidako. Horse whips. And they, apart from one, even when they were running away, they were being chased and beaten. We condemned it. Was the Biameka said. And I had a private call with a very powerful person then, very, very powerful. I'm going to say, enti, and Crawford say, your friend is saying, or more, a representative petition at the Electoral Commission over the need to compile a new voter register. Enti so mudru Holy your friends a cathedral hono. And anka your friends say be a police worker leadership. We can take Ibiam Nipaif. where's the petition? Let's go to the electoral commission. They go to the electoral commission and present it. And Kadian Pana Ghana ebe lose. And I say, Ebia, Omo no moko your friends say, wahala demonstration. So moko your friends say, Usukasa no. Intimo frame say, look, leadership. More heifer. Where is the petition? Let go and present it. And I say, Omo say Omo occupy your friends say Jubilee House. Omo drew hono. And a police one can say, okay, where is the petition? Leadership, let's go to the Jubilee House, go and present it. The empire no my gamna belusu. And this has always been my point, and it will always be my position. Say anytime people decide to organize a demonstration, the intended institution should be ready to receive the petition. Should be ready. But this is what the police service of Ghana from 1992, Sabri, they have always denied that your friends say. And for me, what I see is I had to send a institution now. Somebody present a petition. No, they are saying, say, I'm sorry to use the word, but they are saying, say, because we don't need it. We don't need to engage these people. That is the impression which has always been created on the basis of the refusal of your friends saying
the Ghana Police Service.
Exactly.
To allow the protesters
to allow the leaders to go and
present their case.
Exactly. And look, we are building a nation. Share the progress we have made as a nation, big or small, whatever you may want to look at it from. It is just the Constitution of Ghana that came into being, 1992 Constitution. And sebi many David, and yetimi betna ha say yakasa. Prior to 1992, that was when we may say there was total silence. But when we talk about silence, unless we want to say that because we refuse demonstrators to go and present their petition, or because the police acted in a manner that is not acceptable, that means silence. I'm not too sure that can be. I'm not too sure that can be. So the police service, the Rebecca Chairman said, "Obi a demonstration. There should be a decent arrangement. But once you have that agreement, that high point A, B, C, we are." Of course, the organizers will tell you that they have a petition. If they don't have a petition, in fact, CGA demonstration, most of the time, in fact, at a point, they decided they don't even present a petition. And they will house pack. Then you have the leadership of the political parties coming to address them.
Yeah.
I think it was at one of those addresses, and Mosquito referred to people who were contesting, say, 17 chiefs on the MPP ticket ahead of...
For flag bearership.
Exactly. It was one of those things. So they decided, look, because the demonstrators themselves know, say, look, for us, it is not just the petition we are presenting, but it is just to really around your friends organize our people. It is also to make a case, say, so let us all get up and say, look, what is happening is not right. It is not just because they want to present it. After all, the petition no command manner, and the person doesn't act on it. What? Coming back to what happened Thursday, CPP for Kurabo said, why would they organize it on Nkrumah's birthday, 25th? And I said, I'm also
You mean the other elements in CPP?
What do you mean?
8.9 and Region Kwan.
Okay.
Was it the other elements in the CPP?
Who are the other elements in the CPP?
Yeah.
So the point is that, look, everybody, we are a group of people. It is not everybody who accepts the way things are. Some feel that things are going on the way it should, according to plan. And there are some who feel that, no, I just signed a echo, or my name, and people talk about it. So you have a section of the population who will stand and say, no, enough of what is happening. What are they demanding? They are talking about jobs. And indeed, employment is an issue. They are talking about cost of living. Indeed, it's an issue. They are talking about corruption. It's an issue. They are talking about governance. It's an issue. And if all these things as a nation, if we are taking steps to deal with it, who in the end will benefit? Us, the same people. Concept if the governance is going well, if there's less or no corruption, which cannot be possible, if people omu school, that's omunye ejuma. If you remember, there was a group called Unemployed Association of Ghana.
Unemployed Graduate Association of Ghana.
Said to be formed by Nana Akufo-Addo.
So all these groups came about because at a point, and you and I remember, that when the NDC under President Mahama went to the IMF, there was a freeze on public sector employment. So, and we all know that government is the biggest when it has to do with employing people. So it became a very good opportunity for politicians to carry around people, form a group. So that group came out.
Why are you avoiding mentioning them? It's Akufo-Addo, Nana Akufo-Addo, President Nana Akufo-Addo who did it.
So you want me to also say that your favorite candidate is a person who is behind the demonstration going on?
I don't have a favorite candidate.
You. So, Sefah, the point I have made, and I'll keep making, is that the police service should not deny demonstrators the right to meet, especially, of course, you can't ask all of them, but there's always leadership. Just select 5 of the leaders. Say, okay, your concerns will be presented, so give us 5 of your people to go and make that presentation. Because obviously, for a security reason, you cannot allow everybody. That should be allowed. And then again, also, exactly.
That
cannot be
the final point for the demonstration.
And that is where the organizers also, because at that point, there will always be a disagreement. And that is where you will have the police exhibiting some form of unprofessional conduct. They will use excessive force because they will not sit and then allow the demonstrators who want to use an area, maybe an unapproved area, or to go to maybe a Yankasa or Monko. And so there will always be that disagreement. And then, because behind or underneath all of those things, it's a certain political capital somebody is also looking for.
Yeah.
Because a condemning police, you know. Once you are condemning the police, effectively you are condemning the government. Because it is the government of the day that will suffer the actions or the inactions
of the Ghana Police Service.
So we should all just look. Yeah, Oman yebu. And Oman enyo obiya dia. Ye nyina ye kire ya dwen kakran. I mean, at a point in our lives, as people, of course, we were young then, but at a point, there was something called criminal libel law. As we speak now, we don't have it. At a point, voting, you cast your vote and you put it in an opaque ballot
box. Yeah.
We don't have it now. So, yeah.
At the point, your voter's ID card was just your thumbprint.
You just add a paper. Also, so talk right about me. I mean, but so as a nation, we have made progress, and we can do more if our leaders sit up and decide that look, no, things can be done better. I mean, 3 days or so ago, we saw it at my motorway, and I asked myself a question. Between 2001, ABC 2008, and then 2009, ABC 2016, and every 2017, ABC Sabreya Yakase, the Tamamoto way has always been dark. Until light keke. Light keke through 1992, ABC Sabre, until Tamamoto way, yentmin and yellow light in ye. You see the state of the Tamamoto way now, all manner of bypasses. And you ask yourself, say, so, God Sanka, ye no, na ye near my ass, ye kwa ye nim no, but rather no, and near my ass say, and near man kwa de where as a say, when conditions are supposed to be better. Of course, like John Domelo said, Rome was not built
in one day. Robin man, mama say, Happy Bible Quiz 2023 registration in Guswa course when Mr. Ome file registration form of Modian to Tumrika see anabra befa a year with registration form. We may to appetite ediama and sorry any one more woman nim a yetra crunkunumu womu enim de o muno a dance Mr. Moa Mumra fa a year Happy Bible Quiz 2023 registration forms going to be at the front desk of Happy 98.9 FM. And that's what my friend number is na only a year coordinator no Eddie in guitar 0245 957 852 0245 957 852. Mr. So far a year registration form and I say offer Emia de Manoa. Deadline for submission is 29th of September 2023. Deadline for submission is 29th of September 2023. One more aboy Emia de Sejumadi Ebram Moni at the Bible Society of Ghana, Christian Council of Ghana, and at Tovila Water. My main cows is Kapudu. The anopayon dial star 274 star 8 hasha. Momodia for phone MTN numbers see an dial star 274 star 8 hash star 274 star 8 hash. We a kwan ye fa so ye ka se ye damwase etiefo amutin anopa awia anwumre anahomanache Modemo kasa fidi ne to Happy 98.9 FM nyina no na ase ene ye de momo ye wo sika puduo be 12,000 Ghana cedis ya crowd se pese ye eche enti misro obetimi dial star 274 star 8 hash na also you are on your way of winning between 100 and 1,000 Ghana cedis. Enti misro wa Mama Kai said Jumedi is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Sikapudo dial star 274 star 8 hash. The Salt and Light Ministry, Semin Country, say there is going to be a prayer rally themed. Oh, Jerusalem, I have posted watchmen on your walls. They will pray day and night continually. Take no rest. All you who pray to the Lord, give the Lord no rest until he completes his work, until he makes Jerusalem the pride of the earth. Isaiah chapter 62, verse 6 to 7. Bomodiana bra bekanya ho na ye mom payema o micron Ghana. Dano ye 14th of October 2023. Venue ye Christ the King Parish Hall. Breno 8:30 a.m. Pepe near the Jumedi no ashase. Speaker nya obedi anaso obedi osumna nimu no Miss Abigail Ama. Ministering choir Hammers Chorale. Bomodiana fret telephone home na edi inchirimupi 0268 1330615 and 0243 588-467. Onu munsu no pay up Vena water nanom na Vena mineral water de they are certified by ISO and also HACCP. Ghana Medical Association. Wamu ajisansu yatumu. Oto Vena mineral water na onu mo. Yisi kana bi de to kobo afro bi na omo so omo aka adwemu. Ompewi na apeden. Onu munsu dia Vena water no ena mofra nkoda mpanyimfo nkokra obetimi anumbi oyarefo bia betimi anumbi mamefo amoma nkoda no fo betimi anumbi Tovila water nso ho a eno ebu efia akwakwahye honam bia pipi no afiri ho na wonum dia na je se ma hoden ma metabolism no agina ye papa SCP esita na wonum sansu no ma wedie no toso kama fre sisi anajibi 0552 490-684. Numadonko Premium Energy Drink. Next level Premium Energy Drink na meka for the amawo. Me sorry free have ka kopebia nemu mesero odi unim feeding wa twento bi nom oyo bia ma bofra nu fo anase wa foforo nto bi nom oyo bia ye sensitive to caffeine no anko to bi nom Adonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. No limit. Yemra fie ne ento anko twene so a yabusia baby akwa akugina busia yabo baby akwa akugina sisi asem a eda ho a Ghana fo nyina didi hungo but David mamenyo adwenkyere on this particular wakobo busia that's all be manu go busia
consultant is chief make us say no
oh manu go busia wako busia Public debt now stands at 575.5 billion Ghana cedis.
Simple. The other way of putting it is since Nana Akufo ni Dr. Baumia, ebe di mampenye ni mampenye di che any MPP by 2017. Busia Omabo, 455.5 billion cedis. That's the other way of saying it. Now, say, Busia there, say, ye two Obama abine, and I say, party Bisomba power. What they do is to ensure, say, ye seek assem, ye security, ye BBR, equity. Mune decided, yeah, to say they will run a business because first kawaha, let me the we be a major me revenue one the way. Now, say, Ushe MPP, ni, saying, Bosia or Bushie, in Sambia or Mukai, say, Bushiana, na Omubetu, you know. A Bushia, a friend saying, a buy na, a bandana. Ebo edi gu omanum. And it's also because of wastage. That was the 120 billion Ghana cedis.
122
let's
billion.
Let's even add some 125. Say 125 and it's just 450 billion. And MPP account. Now the easiest way to look at it say befa nyuma na bandada no na bandada no kra 120 25 no 22 no kra no ebusia na eda ho saa fititi amobetu ya musibo bika
How?
122 billion.
What's the busia da ho de dada saa?
Na ye busia.
Okay, so ebra na mampanyi kufo efra ba na public debt ejina.
Meant me more on top of my head, but there was public debt.
Yes, of course, there was public debt. But before Ansana, the National Democratic Congress, in 2009, a copy may 2016 So before that, what was Ghana's public debt? That's what I want.
I can't mention it on top of my head.
I'm actually checking for that.
40 there, but I'm not too sure about it. So. Udika a friend saying the NDC suboka that would amount to about 122. Say the Wukai. Now the other way of looking at it is so befa new ma omutimi ye omu empressu edi compare new ma na Akufo-Addo oba abamu 2017 saa besi ne oye.
So Ghana's public debt as of 2009 was $9.27 billion. Yes.
So we were talking in cedis here. I'm not very good.
The exchange rate, no. Exchange rate as of that time, no. That calculation as of that time.
NDC for Busiano 122 billion. So the bear in Kasa Tintin. Yemfanisa. Nayemfa Numa Abandada a ye. No ma mu ye or mu appen pensu. Any Numa you borrow 450 billion plus a year. So that no ufa a friend saying nyoma ska oji na wafa nyoma odi na ufa ne saa na kasa tinti so obeka se abanwi abo omanfo no ka because look the NDC guys could relate to hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah,
don't just give generalization. But a hospital, then you mention maybe
hospitals, DNA.
Opa minfa pen ni pamo na list hospitals I work Ghana ha nyina. Na yenye.
No, you are not the one.
So yenye evidence based conversation.
No,
so hospitals based.
Hospitals based.
So if you say National Democratic Congress, but you're boy, you know. there were tangibles to account for Busiano boy. You mentioned
I am not saying, you know, say, at least we had the Kotuka Terminal 3 to refer to. They have hospitals. The Legon Hospital was built from the scratch.
You see another lie.
Legon Hospital was built. Was built from the scratch.
The NDC
Bank of
always
Ghana
says
was built from the scratch.
You see another lie.
The one at the is it Mary? The one in Tema.
Hospital.
The
General Hospital.
No, not Tema.
I think there is.
There's another hospital they built in Tema. Was built from the scratch. Kejetia Market. You can refer to that. Hospitals, the one in Ashanti region, the military hospital in Ashanti region.
Hey, David, be careful with the things you are saying.
The military hospital
Yes.
in Ashanti.
The military hospital in Ashanti region. I'm sure I'll get the name.
Don't worry, I'll get the name for you.
They renovated the rich hospital we used to know. It's not what is there now. I'm sure you are aware. There were district hospitals. There were 2 compounds, quite a number of them. Kumeu, they did hospital there. That's just to talk about the hospitals. Schools.
The Kumasi Military Hospital in Afari.
Which year was it?
Which year was it?
That's all now.
I am saying,
I say it was built at the NDC. So you need to look at the facts.
Yes, you can look at that hospital was built under NDC. The contract was awarded to Eurojet. It was under NDC.
David, the Eurojet hospital.
So when you get your time, you can.
I should allow you to misinform.
Oh, but you have the right to inform.
I'm not the one to, because the two of us are supposed to be speaking facts. Ntinoka said, was we all know the Eurojet project. I shall say, I form reso, I for the reason about baby. In fact, the brainer cry the 8 years of the NDC. Now the party, at that time, the total national debt was 9 billion or so cedis. At the time NDC were leaving office, you're looking at the 8 years of the NDC. At the time they were leaving office, it was $122.5 billion in cedis. So so even at the time Mahama took when it was 35 billion. At the time he was leaving office, it was 100, and that's when it went to 122.
I think I've mentioned the debt issue. How much?
No, I'm just
was accrued.
But what did I wrap up, mommy?
I mentioned how much was accrued at the time. They built schools from the scratch.
Which ones? Which ones?
The E-blocks were built from the scratch.
How many of them?
How many?
How many of
Can
them?
you
at the time
allow
you were
me to
leaving
speak?
At the time the NDC was leaving office, the E-blocks build was 49. Out of the 49 crown, GOG portion of it was about 20 or so.
GOG is what?
Government of Ghana. The rest were World Bank funded. These facts are there.
Wrap up, Mom David.
I mean,
Why
distort my facts. I'm not. Please.
You see? Now that's just about hospitals.
You have just
I've mentioned.
You haven't mentioned roads.
I mentioned Kejetia. Roads. A lot of roads have been done.
So
I don't want to mention those.
The agreement for the facility was signed between the government of Ghana and Mrs. Eurojet D. Invest in August 2008 with a 500-bed facility with residential staff housing. So the Eurojet.
Yes. The Afari Hospital, which is
the Afari Hospital.
It wasn't under.
It wasn't under President Mahama.
You know, conveniently, the pro-NDC guys conveniently.
It wasn't under former President Mahama.
Well, we can take our time and come back to this hospital issue. This particular Afari Hospital issue. We can come back to it.
But
I just mentioned it.
Mami, wrap it up on you and Mami move it to
So there are a lot of things you can point to when you mention the NDC government's borrowing.
But you haven't pointed out.
Under this government, the 450 billion Not only the 450 billion, most of our statutory funds have been used as collateral for some of these loans. Which means that most of them. Can you allow me? I think this is not the same. You can let him go ahead.
I can't go ahead.
No, let him
you
go
can't
ahead.
say you can't say.
Ebrenasun. Let's roll. But I think they have some short interview that I will do after.
Okay. But I mean, long and short of it is, the state of Ghana must look at the way manner we borrow. Because we are borrowing, and our borrowing, unfortunately, is becoming reckless. We should make decisions at a point and a best stop borrowing. We can't continue to borrow for everything. Yes, I mean, if you are in business, there are things you will borrow money because you know that there will be returns in future. But if you borrow to pay workers, let workers work and generate income to pay
themselves.
Because the borrowing, as we speak now, over 500 billion. It means that we are almost heading towards $1 trillion. And that is not in the interest of Ghana, and it's not in the interest of business community. Because the more you borrow, pressure will be on government, interest rate will go up, businesses will suffer. And we'll come back to ground zero. So we haven't done much in terms of being exporters. Rather, we continue to import. And that's the only way to end some of the situation we find ourselves in as a nation. That the more we borrow, the more means that we are becoming dependent. But then you will yield to certain conditions. You will yield to certain actions. So it is not right at all for us to be borrowing. And you look at the borrowing debate from Muhammad, your friends say, from Mills' time, or from President Kufuor, Tama Kufuor bedi aban so no. And I say, Ofri Akonwa so na 9 billion. NDC from 9 billion, no, they call 122 billion. Akufo-Addo from 122 billion, no, but they're almost about 500 billion, 500 something billion. And you see, for us as laymen who speak on some of these things, depend upon your political persuasion. Say, I tell your friends, a cano, as soon as he boy, no. But what we don't do, or what we don't tell people is that every crowd is a friend say Terminal 3 project. No. A Bosiana Ghana Kokoji. Sabosiana Ghana Koji, no. Sabre, what was the time payment duration? No. The entire SNA editor Sabosiano. So we should just be honest with the discussion about debt. We should just be honest about the facts of it. And we should just stop this politics of where Bob Bosnia say, and onyeshi. Can we really say, can we say that? Can anybody, for instance, in the NDC say, and Akufo-Addo Abob Bosnia, so and I say onyeshi. And can anybody say Mahama Bobosia and as NDC Bobosia and for so be any so. So this kind of disservice a political parties, no, and as a political class or more, to themselves, they should just look at it and say, look. Of course, in the end, though, it's like Yantuama NDC, Abetuama MPP. That's how they have come to.
We are my way, Baba.
Exactly. And it is not right. They must come to a certain end. And you see, I always say, when there's idea NDC and MPP or more interest, or more energy, and that a typical case is the creation of the regions. When NDC and MPP had an interest, and they knew that, look, it's an interest that will benefit them, the two of them were united.
They agreed.
I was in the Bono region, Bono East region, where I saw former Deputy Minister of Education, Chireme, and a few others on the MPP for more echo round campaigning and explaining why the creation of the region is important. Because
Robbie Manu, Mammy, and now I say, Mammy, na a year already with Tamil class, or many major form, but Tanasia, and my idea the editor stick a bremo, Miam D. Medin, which I'm from Coaches for the Common Finance from the entire production team. I'm in Finance from Ubiba Prince, Fati, Shaibu-Ali. Yes, also, dear, na just a happy sports na ba na Berkum this year, Joe Debra. I crado and about on the debut of Vijana have Yapon, have you ever said ya? Cardiac.
Mr. and Mrs. The Mamma praise the Lord. Hey, Pastor. Hallelujah. The treasure them who sit to me here. Then we'll be on the according to our future.
Hey, Pastor, if we say me kunu fa, me do CB men's capsules. Na me so me no ma de CB women's capsules. What try no? Any job be free pa.
Praise God, praise God. CB men's capsules. I best some in Pemre, and me do some yale, and no abandons now we can't never from no. And in Ayasia, I am the future crop muno. CB women's capsules are beginning in every so. Maya come see me that day munti. Me rapon ya no be free. I'm going. CB men and women capsules. Susie Herbal Center, Ghana man, madam was say, a painful, a bad time one more money for them of when in fear to me. Our pharmacist